everybody, and welcome to the Monday Sound Stream, where we have our post-Comic-Con little list of news topics, and mostly the spring comic catalog is probably the biggest news, ironically, because it's all the I have all the DC books for February through July in a Google Doc for us to go over, and then on top of that, I threw in the Marvel non-Epic collection stuff from February to, I think, April or May. I couldn't get the extended catalog for Marvel. I kept trying to get in and it wouldn't let me, so I just kind of gave up. Basically, we're going to go through that. We've got some great entertainment news with Spider-Man and Digimon, and we've got a little bit of toy news, and we'll update the MCU tier list if we have time. If not, we'll just push that off a week. It's a bit of a flexible schedule. I'm also going to talk about the movies I saw this weekend, so it's going to be a heck of a stream. So like Jeremy Carr says, hit the like button. Helps the stream, helps us, helps keep things moving. Fonzie asks, are you going to talk about any Evo news? No, we're doing that tomorrow on the Fighter Couch stream, which will be at twitch.tv/FighterCouch, weather permitting. So
be good tomorrow. We should be doing it.
We should be good tomorrow.
The Fire Couch stream starring Fighter Couch on twitch.tv
Fighter Couch. That'll be at 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So if you guys want to hear us talk about Evo, that'll be then tomorrow. Right?
Saying Fighter Couch all that, but the channel name is like Bob Dobson or something like.
Yeah.
Hey, Fighter Couch, you may know me for such things as
it's Bob Dobson. So anyways, that'll be fun tomorrow. We'll be talking about Evo. Happy birthday, Zeltrax. You welcome your birthday wishes.
Super chat from Mateki. Remember, now you all can't fight City Hall.
Can't fight City Hall. No, you can't because it's a building. We'll be talking about that in a minute. And also just reminded me of like the Michael Giacchino track from his Batman score. You can't fight City Halloween. Because every Giacchino score is puns, even his Star Wars one, even though they didn't let him do it on the official thing. It is the first stream of the month, which is why I have the page pulled up.
Super chats.
It's membership gifting season, as in it happens this week. I update the membership thing, and then I don't do it for the rest of the month, because it's not laziness, it's just
imagine being able to build.
That was an ad playing on my side, my bad. Anyways, we're going to do some membership gifting. It's the first stream of the month. I wish YouTube would let me send them in the batch of 10 instead of having to click the button twice. But here we go. There goes 5 and...
Crescent Falls, True Sat Midnight, Oni-Chan, Kyle Bidwell, David Johnson, Muhammad Faiz Damas, Cameron Metter, Star Who, Dr. Grid, Orville Conception Reviews, and Adam Magel as our 10 gifted members.
Congrats, everybody. We also see Dr. Grid and Star Who when they're back to back on the list. I have to make sure I don't say Star Grid and Doctor Who. So that's just kind of how it's going.
Give
memberships. Thank you, Jamie.
And those are when YouTube loads them.
Also, congrats to Kaiju 1954 on the new job.
Woo! Hey, it's Rivers. Kaiju 1954, Vanyo Jurgo, K Slim, Bonk, and Bonkbot got the memberships.
Yes, so thank you everybody for watching and tuning in. Because those of you that if you want to get a gifted membership, it's interact with the channel and YouTube randomly distributes them. So thank you, James World, for gifting 5 extra memberships. It is, let's see what's on the docket this week. Let's talk about the docket last week while we boost into the stream here. Fantastic Four viewing guide not back yet, but hopefully soon. Just waiting on some things to progress with the copyright claim. In case you missed the news last week, the Fantastic Four viewing guide did get copyright claimed manually, so it's under review, and I'm not going to say anymore because I'm technically under legal litigation until it is resolved. But I'm feeling pretty good that it's going to get resolved. I hope that's the case. If not, that video will come back out in some form. Either way. But for now, we're just waiting and seeing.
And if it doesn't, it has to go to a certain thing. Sam will make a video about about after.
I will definitely talk about and disclose everything once it's done. But last week on the channel, we had a Discotek Blu-ray video for the July releases of Kamen Rider X and Soul Brain. And there was a comic book haul, which I finished editing it. And I was like, wow, it's an hour and 4 minutes. And I was like, should I go back and see if I could cut anything out? And I was like, nah. Anyways, people seem to really like it, so.
Nice to know you have multiple house offense weapons.
I do, yes. In fact, it's funny because I realize I don't do any weightlifting, but I'm starting to build upper body strength because Marvel and DC keep putting out these 1,500 page omnibuses, and those things weigh like 10 to 15 pounds depending on the paper stock.
You just need to get like tough rope, get like 3 Omni, like 6 Omnis together, rack them up, and just like weight lift with them.
Yeah.
With them.
I could basically just like start bench pressing with like Doom and
Where
Agent Venom.
where do you go to the gym? The library? Yes.
Yes, literally. No, it's fun. Sly Rocker says like the longer comic haul videos. A lot of people did. I got like a ton of comments on that video. So I kind of like, I'm just gonna start keeping them long. I'm not gonna make them overly long. I'm not gonna intend for them to be long, but I'm not gonna worry about pacing as much.
You longer videos is better to convince people to buy them. Seriously, man.
Also, I think like I've been discussing it with people too. It's like toy people like a little shorter of a video because they're like wanting to go play with their toys and pose them, whereas like comic people, reading is a long form activity, so like a long form video on comics kind of fits like the audience demographic.
It's your book club.
It's like a book club, right? So I think that's good. But yeah, that was a combo June and July. I'm gonna make an August. It's gonna be a lot like the August one's gonna be lighter, but there's like Blue Beetle and Hawkman stuff coming out this month, so there will be tangents.
That Dude 29 book is so huge. My God,
it is.
I can't believe.
The funny part is Agent Venom's technically 4 pages longer. It's just thinner because because they didn't have to, because it's all like because all Agent Venom, because it's modern, is all full bleed. So, like, the pages are thinner because there's more ink on them. Whereas, like, half the Doom Omni is the white bordered pages, and so there's less ink on them, so they're thicker. It's like some weird, like, compression thing. I heard someone explain it in a video one time. But, yeah. It's so
I didn't do 29 was that long. My God.
It's 44 issues, and then they added in the 8 issues of Fantastic Four, 2099. They added in a bunch of one-shots, so it maxed out its
I did Doom 29 was like the second most popular after Spider-Man, but damn, that like the popular. It's like damn.
Yeah, and it's funny because like the X-Men one's thinner but still thick, and then the Ghost Rider one's just like a shrimp because it was only 25 issues, I think. So yeah, it's the Agent Venom, which like I said didn't know when all these space arc when it was first announced. It did not include Venom Space Knight. But people asked for it, and Nearman Conditions crew sent like the request to Marvel of like adding Space Knight into it, and Marvel like added it in. So now it's like a complete.
That's like because that is part of Flash story. You don't include that, it'd be incomplete. Honestly,
it would have been nice to include Planet of the Symbiotes from Bendis's Guardians, but that would have like cracked the spine. So
how long is that arc? How long was that?
That arc's like I think it's a 5 or 6 issue arc.
Yeah, that's way pushing it.
Yep.
Because because in epics, that's like 3 epics for Flash's run.
Yeah.
Of Agent Venom. Because the first series
this has a little bit extra in it. I think there's some extra stuff that wasn't in the
epics. Because I don't have the Space Knight epic yet, but like I'm just looking at my epics, which is that Omni definitely looks more thicker.
Yeah,
I think
the epics included part of Minimum Carnage, where the Omni includes all of it.
No, yeah, it only includes the tie-in issue, like the tie-in stuff for Minimum Carnage.
So yeah, it's nice that the Agent Venom one has. It would be nice if I said Ben Reilly's Scarlet Spider in the video, which was
okay. I rate my eyebrow raised when you said that.
I got a comment about it. Kane is my default Scarlet Spider in my brain, so I don't know why I said Ben Reilly because I think I was thinking about something
Spider-Man
else.
Cartoon. Spider-Man cartoon.
I didn't watch the episodes with Scarlet Spider in that cartoon, so I don't know if that like infiltrated my brain. It's just something slipped in my head. I did it again later. I said the wrong version of a character later on, and I can't remember. I was watching it back with my parents, and I was just like, "What?" I was like, "That's not the right character." I said somebody else's name wrong in like the DC section, I think. Anyways, it's done. Yeah, so good stuff. All right, on the YouTube Shorts front. Did some more Mr. Terrific figures, which was really fun because it's Mr. Terrific.
That's probably Alder right now. Honestly.
Probably it. I think I got everything for the moment. And then I did not realize until I hours after I uploaded it Did not realize it looks like Shanks is trying to execute Luffy. I just put Luffy there because I was like, I need him in the shot, and I did not realize the way the pose is. It looks like he's just trying to like just axe that kid.
Perfect. I mean, see your dad. You take the hat off, you get ugly bald square head Luffy.
Yeah, I didn't show it in the video for it being like gore, but here's what Luffy looks like without the hat on. I'm putting it in the small view because I don't want to traumatize anybody. No, the funny part. Oh, and also, yeah, thank you, Master Ben, once again for getting me the Justice League action, Mr. Terrific. The other thing I didn't mention in the Shanks short because I cut it for time. They didn't paint his leg hair, which I find downright offensive.
Did the Anime Heroes do that?
The Anime Heroes did it. Pretty sure they did. Let me double check. Yeah, the Anime Heroes did it, but it's like in all Shanks artwork, even the anime, he's always got like leg hair, and yet they didn't do it on the figure art. And I was like, was this the downside to like getting all that for $80? Like,
listen, our hair.
Yeah. Anyways, I left that part out because I was like, this is just getting too much into the weeds for a YouTube short.
How far? I suppose you haven't done a streaming segment talk about collecting omnis and how sometimes something is kind of a pain. They are to collect for reasons like creator-based omni skipping issues. That could be a separate video
I think
topic.
it's good. I want to do that as a whole video because I did the format video and I kind of touched on the Actually, I have a specific like complaint when it comes to creator focused omnis. That I want to make a full video on it because I think that would be
it's not really the omnis, but it's like that the Bond movie scenario, right? With
yes.
the one I'm blanking the actor's name, but it's the only movie he did, and
yeah,
it's
the
not
George
in
Lazenby movie just isn't in the rotation. Yeah, it's similar issue like Batman by Grant Morrison Omnibus 2 is issues 1 to 16 of Batman and Robin, and then the Batman and Robin by Peter J. Tomasi and Patrick Gleason Omnibus picks up at issue 20. So 17, 18, and 19 are not in omnibus format. So it's just a gap in that series that just doesn't exist in anything else. And that's the kind of thing where I'm like, well, it's like either way you go, it's like, all right, creator focus, but like where those 3 issues got orphaned because of the way that it was done.
It's kind of why I like World DC Finance and Epics a bit more because you're not gonna miss anything in those because those are they go by dates and not by creators most of the time.
Right, and that's a thing that Marvel's trying to fix this because Daredevil by Ann Nocenti Volume 1, the first Ann Nocenti story in that omnibus is like 150 pages into the book because they included all the issues from where Frank Miller left to where Ann Nocenti started, there was a bunch of fill-in issues. They included all the fill-in issues at the front of the Ann Nocenti omnibus, so that way they wouldn't get left behind. And I want to see that happen more. It's like, here's your Ann Nocenti Daredevil omnibus with bonus issues. Like that's how they marketed it on the back, and I think that's exactly how they should do that when there's like those small gaps like that. When it's a small enough gap that you can't make it a separate book, just throw them in and just be like bonus issues.
Yeah, the problem with collecting comics is you're worried that some issues would be orphaned because they don't know where to put them, and it's actually that. And those comics get stupid hard to get afterwards. You want them physically. And
and it's like with those 3 Batman and Robin issues. Even you go like, oh, I'll just go get the trade. That trade includes issues that you already have in either omnibus.
Like for example, I really hope like IDW eventually does like a classic Sonic like collection because a lot of those like anniversary one shots are kind of homeless right now because if you didn't get them
movie 2 one shots also homeless. It's left behind.
They need to do like what Boom did with the Lost Chronicles book for PR.
Yeah, I thought they would have done it by now because like they did a hardcover for the 30th anniversary special, and I thought maybe the other classic specials would get that. But I'm like, at this point, I'm expecting a collection that's got like the Fang the Hunter miniseries and the Amy and Metal one and the Knuckles one,
Knuckles,
like all in one volume, right? Maybe they're just waiting until there's enough for an IDW collection volume. It's just going to be called like a classic.
I feel that's the best way to do it, honestly. I feel like.
Yeah, Hellfire was also, I mentioned about the Spider-Man by Todd McFarlane. They always reprint the first 16 issues that Todd did, and then the remaining 70 issues he didn't are just orphaned. Yeah, they're just no luck on that. Same thing. A lot of Spider-Man stuff's been having that issue because it'll be like Spider-Man by J.M. DeMatteis, and it's like, okay, so what about all the issues he didn't do across multiple series? Like, and this is an issue with the Epics as well, is the Epics only include issues of Web of Spider-Man or Spectacular Spider-Man or Peter Parker Spider-Man when they're part of a storyline that started in Amazing. And so there's a bunch of Spider-Man that's like, it's kind of, that's why I don't collect Spider-Man as well, because that's like a mess. But
Spider-Man for a while, he always seems like a mess trying to collect by the looks of it.
That's why I have lately I got like the Kraven's Last Hunt epic, I got the Venom epic. Like I'm just gonna kind of pick and choose. I'm gonna
tell you something about collecting Spider-Man.
Yes, yep.
And that's it's been a mess since the 60s, okay?
Yeah.
Because my dad collected Spider-Man back then, and it was a mess back then. And it wasn't even much Spider-Man back then.
Yeah, it's just been a mess from the start, basically.
How's X-Men? Because I feel like X-Men is also very messy.
X-Men's even messier. Oh my god. X-Men though, I will say,
giant size, uncanny. Yep.
Giant size, uncanny. X-Men, Excalibur, X-Force, X-Factor. Like what's actually important stuff. I will say Marvel has done a better job collecting X-Men in Unlimited and in Epic than they have Spider-Man. Because like we're not sitting here going. Because, like, Spectacular and Web of Spider-Man being left out is, like, insane. Because X-Men, like, the later volumes include both Uncanny and X-Men. But then, like, X-Factor gets its own line. X-Force gets its own line. Like, each, like, you know, major subsequent series. But now the X-Men epics have started orphaning stuff in the 90s. Like, the Wolverine and Gambit miniseries is missing. The Magic miniseries is missing. Like, there's now there's starting to be a point where they're orphaned enough X-Men stuff that there almost needs to be an X-Men companion epic line. Just to catch all the other things that are not there.
God forbid for the future for people trying to collect from the rise of the Ashes era. It's gonna be a mess.
They've done a better job with Krakoa, at least. Like, they were doing a good job of Krakoa by doing those anthology volumes where it's like, here's 6 issues of Krakoa, but then they fell off of those. But now the omnibuses they're doing, at least, are putting them into a sequence that the epics could then follow. But people have been pointing out, is it going to be publication order or story order? And we don't know until the first Krakoa omnibus comes out whether they've gone for the best reading order or just what was the order they were published in. Like, is it going to go X-Men 1, X-Force 1, Marauders 1, or is it going to go like X-Men 1 to 3, Marauders 1 to 4, you know, like in actual story chunks order? We'll see. It's also why I like collecting Fantastic Four, because the only question I have on my lips is, where is Fantastic Force being collected?
Yeah, because like Fantastic Four didn't really have much spin-offs besides, well, there was Fantastic Force, FF, because FF was a separate book,
Fantastic
right?
Four Unlimited as well in the 90s.
Yeah, and there was Fantastic Four Unlimited, FF, and then because during the 2010s there was FF, right?
Yeah,
that was a separate book.
Because they did Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four became FF. Fantastic Four came back. FF kept going. Then they both relaunched under Fraction as 2 different series, and then they relaunched again as just Fantastic Four. Then it got canceled. Then it came back as Fantastic Four, and it's just been that since. And outside of a Marvel 2-in-1 series before Dan Slott's run, like that's the only real hiccup.
Because what FF that was the book with the Scott, Jen, and Medusa Sheeding storyline.
That was the Fraction FF. The Hickman FF was weird because it was Hickman, but that's just how he did it. Where it was like it was focusing like the Fantastic Four book was the Fantastic Four and it was the main story, and then the FF book was the what are the Future Foundation kids doing in the background of the Fantastic Four story.
Isn't that pretty much like Superman
thing?
That's like what Superman and Action Comics pretty much the way it sounds.
In a way, but like Superman and Action Comics have like 2 different storylines going on at the same time that sometimes intersect. Whereas like FF for Hickman was literally like you should read an issue of Fantastic Four, then an issue of FF, because it would be you'd see like Valeria doing some shenanigans in the background of Fantastic Four, and then the FF issue would be showing her shenanigans.
Would that be like? Oh, would be similar to like what Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers during that era?
Even then, those are still 2 different stories that just happen at the same time. Like essentially, Fantastic Four and FF are the same story. You're just seeing it from 2 different perspectives.
Have they collected that in any form yet?
The complete collections on the omnibuses map it like where you just alternate issues.
Okay.
Which is better than the original trades, which kept the 2 series separate. That being said, I expect those complete collections to come back out as modern epics at some point. Hellfire, Batman and Detective is the same thing like Superman in Action. It's like basically an excuse to have two different books going on. Like lately I've been reading, well, I was reading Batman when it was Zdarsky, and then I wasn't reading Detective Comics. And it's like, you'd never even notice. Like, they just almost are too complete. And I don't like that. I'd much prefer something like the Superman Triangle Years era, where the 4 Superman books were all part of one story. So it's like, if in the Superman issue, Clark is like faced with like, I don't know, a better example, because that's just where I'm at in the omnibus at the moment. Perry White loses his son. And then in like the Superman issue, Perry's like finds out his son's dead. And then like the Action Comics issue, they like have the funeral. And then like in the Man of Steel issue, it's like where does Perry White go after this? And so it's like the connecting tissue is not like the superhero part of the story, but the human part of the story. And I really like that, because then it keeps all the things moving.
Because now, like, nowadays, you don't have to read both to understand what's going on, but they do sometimes correlate. Because I know, in Williamson's Superman right now, there was, after Absolute Power and All In, Clark was stuck in the Phantom Zone for a bit in Action Comics, and they do reference that in the Williamson book, but like it didn't feel like you need to read it. It just because I mean that's kind of nice part, because it just acts like, oh, so we're stuck in the Phantom Zone for just a bit, like she's not unknown. You know, it just one of those classical off-screen adventures scenarios like that you can have in superhero books. And
Blade Runner Triangle era started as 3 books, and then they bumped it to 4 after that. And then they started including, like, they started doing spin-offs for, like, Superboy and Steel and all that after that. But it was originally 3, because Triangle. It was originally supposed to be the kind of diamond shape that the Superman logo is, but then, like, DC was like, that's diluting the brand's symbology. So they're like, okay, fine, it's Triangle.
Oh, is it like how Hasbro doesn't like using the word transform?
Yep.
And it's like, has to be convert.
Also, if you guys are continuity nuts, like, you know, Hellfire mentioned continuity nuts, you know, breaking their brains, fit stuff together. Great website's called Crushing Crisis. This is like when I'm looking for notes on continuity in comics and like reading orders and stuff, I go to this website because like it's bonkers. It's on a level that I can't even like operate at. So it's good website, good resource. I've used it for video research many times. So
last thing I want to say before we go to our topics.
Yeah.
I saw a clip of Hanna-Barbera Fantastic Four. Why does she have a giant body count in that show?
Because she's invisible, so she can escape the long arm of the law.
Like, I was watching because they're like, so you just murdered them multiple times watching those clips of Hanna-Barbera Fantastic Four.
You should really watch the Adventures of Captain Marvel, the Republic movie serial, because there was one segment he threw like 10 people off a moving train. Like,
oh my god!
Just casually, just like whoop, whoop. I'm just like, those guys are dead. Though it's funny how much body count Sue has in the Hanna-Barbera show.
My favorite bit is Doom with Doom is like, it's like the invincible go run. He just Scooby-Doo runs away.
Yes.
I mean, that's smart.
You know, because it became the Hanna-Barbera Fantastic Four show became a meme in Japan recently, because wasn't it like renamed to something else in Japan?
It was renamed something else, and then they dubbed it.
Space Ninja Force or something like that.
It's like how Toby Kage came over here as Ninja Robots, and then the dub was more famous than the show.
Yeah.
Understand. Yeah, no, that show's bonkers. Vinyl Planet mentions the Looney Tunes watch over video. I put it in the possibility category with Muppets as like, that's a lot, but I could do it. I just don't have like a deadline on it. I got Coyote versus Acme next year.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you got Coyote versus Acme. You have
like Coyote versus Acme. Jamie Rhoda asked a good question that I just want to answer because it's my wise sage advice of I've been reading comics my whole life. Reading comics, do you prefer continuity in comics or Batman continuity? I'm going to take that question as, do you worry about continuity when reading comics? I don't anymore. Mostly because it seems like Marvel and DC doesn't really care. But I just read every comic I read, I try to take as its own thing. If it's said to be in a connected universe, like character history will be a factor, like why I'm really bothered by Jonathan Hickman's Imperial comic right now, because it doesn't seem to like give a shit about what happened in the last 15 years. But I'm ultimately at the end of the day just looking at it like, here's the work that's being done here. Do I like this comic as is? And in the case of Imperial, no, I don't. And also, I don't like that it lines up with continuity. But then there's other books that don't line up with continuity, like Storm, that I'm actually totally okay with because the comic's great, so whatever.
I'm more into character continuity than story continuity with comics. Like,
I hate when that's my issue with Imperial, is that Star-Lord and Nova are acting like they'd never met each other when, like, during Ewing's run, those guys probably were, like, you know, having fun times in the back of the ship. Like, they, they were insanely close, and now they're like, we're barely work friends. And I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, that's what I'm more care about, because if as long as, like, you know, any retcons they make this fits with the story and characters, but I'm totally fine with it. As much, all you care about if it still works as a story scenario like that.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that's also, like, you know, I went on a little bit of a rant tangent about Jason Aaron's Avengers and how they ended the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider storyline. I forgot to mention my least favorite part of all of it is that the whole point of Robbie's story as Ghost Rider is that he is, like, there to defend his neighborhood and his brother and his, like, very community-focused thing. And then, for some reason, now he's the most important being in the multiverse that will unite all the Avengers against the evil doom of multiverse things. And without him, everything falls apart. And I'm just like, that's not even anywhere close to the intention of the character.
Yeah, you know,
that's like making Spider-Man like the linchpin of the Marvel multiverse. You know, it's like, no, that's supposed to be a street level dude that has, like, personal problems.
Oh, it's my problem with Kamala in the MCU.
Exactly. It's the same thing. It's like it happened to, and then the fact that they locked Robbie Reyes into a void, like a literal void, is so frustrating, because it's like, and the only solace and, like, vindication I've gotten was the one shot where his brother, like, hit the emergency button just so that he could yell at Iron Man and Captain Marvel for leaving his brother behind.
Yeah, because I like Robbie joining the Avengers, but, like, I feel like it was like say McKay's Avengers. It'll fit better, but I feel like Jason Aaron went too bombastic with his run with Avengers. When I read it, I didn't finish it, but when I read it, I felt like, yeah, like, it's cool to see Robbie here, but, like, I feel like these stories are a little bit too big for him. You know, I think
I liked it when they started because, and I'll keep this to a brief tangent. When they started, it was like, we're going to recruit you to, because he helped out with the Avengers. They were fighting a Celestial, and he helped out. And then they're like, hey, would you like to join the team? And he's like, no, I got to take care of my brother. And they're like, we pay really good. And he's like, okay, I'm in. Because he's like, oh, I can afford things. Wonderful. So, like, I was like, oh, that's great. And then they did this storyline where, because of the Avengers and because of Doctor Strange, they were able to purify his spirit of vengeance to get rid of his evil uncle. And that way he could have control over his powers without, like, something telling him he has got to kill people all the time. And I like that. And then after that, it went crazy, and they're like, oh, now he's the all-writer of the multiverse, and he's the one and only thing that can hold the entire thing together. And I'm just like, that got us way off track of where we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And yes, Master Ben, he is still in the void. But Spirits of Violence comes out in October.
It's kind of a similar issue where, like, with Cyborg's a founding member of the Justice League in New 52. It didn't feel right. Like, I don't mind. I didn't mind him becoming part of the Justice League, but I just feel like it was just weird to make him a founding member.
I like the way they did it in Justice League Doom, where he wasn't a founding member, but he helped out, and they're like, "Hey, you're ready for the big leagues. Want to come join the team?" Him being a founding member when he really fits stylistically with the Titans. And the reason they said they did this was the really annoying part, and this is also my thing with Jeff Johns. This is a Jeff Johns decision. They wanted to make sure the Justice League founding lineup had more diversity. And I'm like, okay, so why don't you put John Stewart in instead of Hal? Right? That's what the cartoon did. And then also, if you need a cool black guy who's a tech guy, why not Mr. Terrific?
Or Black Lightning.
Black Lightning.
Like the Brent Meltzer run.
Yeah. So it's like, Black Lightning, Mr. Terrific, John Stewart. Like, there was plenty of options to diversify. Also, because he was the only black member on the team, it did feel like tokenism.
Yeah.
It's like one woman, one black guy, and a bunch of white dudes, and I'm like, that's not a great starting lineup for the Justice League. They didn't even have Martian Manhunter in the starting lineup to, like, give you, like, at least like a black coded character. There were no Asians on that starting lineup in New 52 Justice League. How long did it take him to get an Asian team member? Did they ever?
I can't. The fact that I can't think on top of my head. I can't think of.
Oh God, they brought in Earth 3 like evil female the Atom before they brought in like Ryan Choi Atom,
Yeah.
and then on top of that, I mean, they brought in Jessica Cruz before they brought in an Asian member.
Now thinking about it,
Do we have
maybe
one now? Yeah, because Justice League Unlimited just has everybody on it, so they've kind of solved that problem. But
well, maybe that's why DC did the We Are Legend book series, because Marvel, there's a whole goddamn team of Asian superheroes in
Yeah.
Marvel, where DC it's gonna sadly I struggle to think of like
Yep.
Asian heroes like and such like that. Like now I can say that like Xanta and such like that, and Ryan Choi and such, but like for a while there it was pretty nothing for a bit.
Looking over my action figure shelf and I'm not finding much. Yeah. I think like even the Green Lantern Corps, as much as it's diversified, the only like I think Asian Green Lantern is the one from the young adult graphic novel.
Cairo from
And Cairo from
the
DCAU.
DCAU. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
All right, well, let's get to the actual topics of the day. The first thing I want to say, it's a PSA. I don't have a visual for it. Bunch of countries are implementing laws to censor the internet under the guise of protecting children. And while I agree, giving children protection on the internet is good.
They're doing it the wrong way.
They're doing it in the wrong way, as always. It always happens over and over and over again. There are dumb things like you have to upload a driver's license to use Spotify. Don't do that. Plain and simple, I'm going to give you the same internet safety PSA that has hammered into my head as a child, which is don't give your personal information out on the internet. Only do it if it's a secure website that you know you can trust. And if somebody asks you for information you don't want to give, don't give it to them. And so the thing is that when it comes to all of this stuff, and they're going to be like, you have to do this, you have to take a photo with your mouth open. That is weird and creepy. Don't do that.
Yeah, no, it's really like
there are ways around it, and I would say like find a way around it if you need to get into the thing that's blocking you from. Things around it like don't give them anything. The United States, for example, wants to do this thing where they want you to upload your health information online. Don't do that. HIPAA exists for a reason. You only get the only people that deserve to have your health information is you and your doctor, and only you are the one that can give your doctor permission to have that information. And that is a baseline thing. Never give out your health information. Don't give out your personal information.
It's kind of very gross how much information they want. Like,
yes,
it's actually like again, I totally am fine to protecting kids, but they're doing it the wrong way.
There is also another thing to protect kids that a lot of people don't want to do. It's called parent their damn children.
Children, yeah.
Just monitor your kids would solve a lot of this. But yeah, they're going about it all the wrong way because what it is, and this is just me, personal opinion, not official legal advice in any way, they are doing this to collect more data and surveillance the people more, and they're using we're protecting the children as an excuse to do that. So keep your information secure, keep your information safe, don't give it to anybody without having good cause and that you're giving it to somebody you trust. Don't give out your personal information online is the PSA of the day.
Because this hurts, honestly, adults more than children, honestly.
Always does. Yep.
Because actually, if you work in the 18+ sphere, like, that sucks, especially because we're not doing anything, people like them are not doing anything wrong, they're just making their rent by making 18+ content. What's the phrase? Sex work is still work at the end of the day.
Yes. And it also affects channels like this because, comic books are for kids. Toys are for kids. Yeah, no.
Animations just for kids.
And so it always, like, every time YouTube tries to implement a new thing, it just blows up and breaks the algorithm. So, as everybody is saying, it hurts, like later it says, hurts everyone, including children. Kaiju 1954 says it's about oppression, not protection. And Room Without a Window says exactly another step towards an authoritarian surveillance state. That is exactly what I'm talking about. So I wanted to make that PSA statement because there is no way that you should be giving out any personal information to a website just to access it. Not okay. Don't do it. Just don't do it. There are other ways around it. I'm not going to say the ways around it because I don't like things being traced back to me. But there are ways around things. So I think that's about it. think
We need to
covers
follow.
it.
We need to follow. We need to follow Hobie Brown's rules. Screw the government.
Yes. Also, shout out to everybody in Indonesia, and good luck with the protests. Keep raising that straw hat flag. All right, let's get to the main topics here. I'm gonna pull up some stuff. Let's give a shout out to everybody in our text chat, because I bet there's a few people here. Maybe that system of is the participants thing working today? Let's find out.
Let's check because we're so far in.
We're so far
Blade
in.
Raider,
Let's see if the participant thing's working. Great, and if we miss you, let us know.
Shout out, yeah. So we have Blade Raider, Infinite, Jamie's World, Kaiju 1954, Commodore Joe, LPH, Master Ben, Benjamin Wiseman, Miss Snooki, Muteki, Peacemaker, Room Out the Window, Spider-Man's Prime, Hellfire, Toma, Zeltrax, Jeremy Carr, the Loop on the Dirt fan channel. K Master, and that's what YouTube's showing me. But
Yes.
if I didn't say your name, shout out in the chat.
Yep, shout out in the chat. And yeah, while you guys throw some shout outs in the chat, we wanted to do a little update on the crowdfunding that's happening for toys right now. There's like 4 different projects happening. There's the G.I. Joe Snowcat, there's the Motu Snake
Welcome,
Lair,
Rivers.
there's
Welcome,
the
Rivers.
Star Wars Republic gunship, which we didn't talk about. I think that campaign's fine, but I think the tiers are kind of stupid. They should be more clones, not random Jedi.
Glup shittos everywhere.
Yeah, and then it's the McFarlane DCU Batmobiles. So the McFarlane DCU Batmobiles are at 114% funded, 17 days to go. So if you're wanting either version of that Batmobile, you got 17 days. It's going to happen. There's no tiers on that, so that's all secure. And then we're currently sitting at 10 days left on the Snowcat. It is got 7,665 backers out of 8,000. There's 24 days left on the Snake Lair. It has 2,106 backers out of 6,000. And there's 35 days left on the Gunship, which has 2,901 backers out of 8,000. So we'll see. I can actually click on these. Let's just go, do a quick update, see where we're currently at. Yeah, so here we go. Yeah, the 7,712 is what we're at with the Snowcat. It's almost funded. It's definitely the slowest G.I. Joe Haslab, easily. The Snake Lair, which people have been discussing, the Snake Lair, they did re-engineer it, so that way there's more stuff included. There is if you're going to back it before the 14th, because you get a bonus figure if you back it before the 14th. That's a $300 campaign. Mattel does do payment plans on their websites if you are wanting it and you can't afford the whole thing up front. They do have PayPal. Yeah, Hasbro could do it. They just don't want to. And then there's the Gunship, which $450 for that is a little much. And I know some Vintage Collection fans were kind of hoping it was a new vehicle, not a remake, but it does look very nice. I just wish the tiers were clones and not random Jedi. One of which that died before we even saw the Republic Gunship. So, yep. All right, so that's it on that. We're going to do my favorite segment that we do on these streams called I Get to Talk About Movies. So first things first. So this weekend was a double weekend for movies, which is fun because I feel like these movies, it's funny because a lot of times Hollywood will try to counter-program movies, right? Be like, oh, let's put family movie next to horror movie, right? And so it'd be let's fulfill 2 different audiences. I think they did that with this weekend's movies, which were The Bad Guys 2 and The Naked Gun. I feel like these both, Naked Gun's definitely more adult focused, where Bad Guys 2 is definitely more kid focused. But I find both to be honestly kind of similar at the same time, which is something I want to talk about before we talk about the individual movies. Both of these movies make fun of big tech billionaires. Without even any subtlety, they make fun of big tech billionaires. I won't mention the names of a certain couple that are directly referenced in these movies, but they poke fun at these big tech billionaires. Both of these movies do, and it's so great, and I love that part of it. But let's start with The Bad Guys. So The Bad Guys 2. The first time I saw the first movie was on Netflix. I didn't catch it in theaters. And my review of The Bad Guys would be, it's furry Lupin the Third. And I'm happy to say that furry Lupin the Third Part 2 is even Lupinier. There's a moment in this movie where Wolf wears an exact outfit that Lupin the Third wears on a frequent basis and gets into that outfit in the same way as well. And I chuckled because I was like, this is a direct Lupin reference. The first movie had a bunch of shots pulled from Lupin movies, which was really fun. This one had even more of that. So here's my quick letterbox review.
The proper term, Lupin the Fur.
Lupin the Fur, yes, that's probably good. Later said this better not awaken anything in me. Look, if after Thundercats and Sonic and frickin' Red Earth, like if that hasn't done it, then this won't. Anyways, what was the thing? This happened to me when I was talking about Thundercats one time. Someone left a comment and they're like, Soundout's not beating the furry allegations. I'm like, I'm not even gonna fight them at this point. Like, also a Planet of the Apes fan. But anyways, point being, anthropomorphic animals that take on human features is just a style I like, without being a furry. So anyways, Bad Guys 2. I just kind of wrote a short review on this one because a lot of what I like about this movie I can't talk about because it's spoilers. But basically, without missing a beat and stepping up above its predecessor, Bad Guy 2 takes a surprisingly layered look at the lives of its leads while providing exciting action sequences. So, here's the thing about this movie. The trailers, I think, did a good job presenting it because it doesn't spoil any of the big reveals. It doesn't spoil any of the big reveals or the big twists in the movie. But it did also sort of undercut that this movie's, like, incredibly deep. And I guess I was kind of a surprise because I thought the first Bad Guys movie was great because, like, the main story of it was, like, you know, they've been bad guys. They're great, like, thieves. They do heists and stuff, but they kind of like the feeling of doing things good, like being good guys instead. And that was kind of like their arc of the first movie was like, can we do good things? And the first movie had kind of a shades of like, are we only bad guys because we're a wolf, a snake, a piranha, a tarantula, and a shark? Right? Is the world just judging us for how we look? Is that why we're the bad guys? This movie leaned into that significantly because, I mean, minor spoilers for the first movie, they do become good guys at the end of the movie, and so this movie picks up with them as good guys trying to get normal jobs and not able to do so because everybody only sees their rap sheet and doesn't give them a chance. And this movie, because it also adds in these new characters, these three ladies here, plays on a lot of factors of how society treats people with criminal records and how society, like, really puts labels and judges people based on their looks. And that is all, like, layered throughout this movie and the character drama within and in a lot of the dynamics. And I was completely caught off guard about how deep it got with that because this is supposed to be, quote unquote, a family movie or a kid's movie because it's like a DreamWorks animated movie, but this thing also gets really dark at one point. It has, like, the darkest joke I've seen all weekend, and that includes Naked Gun, which is surprising.
Even more than Puss in Boots Last Wish, because there was a lot of dark jokes in that movie.
There was a joke so dark in this movie that I'm pretty sure, like, there was a kid in the theater crying. I wasn't sure because I was laughing too hard, but there was a joke. It's like I knew it was a joke. I don't know if that kid knew it was a joke.
Oh boy.
The other great thing about it too is so you got that and you got this, like, great dynamic because if you've seen the trailer, you know the basic setup is that the bad guys get pulled out of retirement by these three ladies here because they're like, we need you to do this job for us, and it's not really your choice. And the trailers did a great job hiding why it's not their choice, and I think it adds to great stuff. It builds on everything from the first movie, and the action sequences in this are incredible. Like, this is some of the best action I've seen animated probably ever. And, you know, it's just like, there's a rocket in the thing. There's a whole space sequence that I think was actually better than the space sequence in Fantastic Four that I already thought was great. So, long story short, you know, if you don't get to catch it in theaters, it'll make its way to Netflix eventually. Highly, highly recommend this movie. If you like the first one, you'll love this. If you didn't even like the first one, I think this one's just such a step above. And also, it surprisingly was like, you know, another surprising thing was it was like really like respectful and promoted like Hispanic culture in Los Angeles, which I really appreciated. That was nice to see. right about now.
Isn't because isn't Piranha Hispanic? I'm pretty sure, right?
Yes, he's the Anthony Ramos voiced Piranha. But there's a whole sequence inside a lucha libre competition, and it just had like it was just like the culture was there. It was so good. And then adding to that, the final thing I saw in the movie, in the credits, it has this copyright stamp that says this film cannot be used to train AI.
Ooh, nice. I like that.
Exactly.
That made me happy to hear.
That I need in every movie.
I know like Illumination did like a whole joke with AI with the Minions I think last year, but I was like it's nice to see like but that was like I think online they put online, so it's kind of nice to see a movie indeed just put their foot down saying something like that.
And and then this movie also its plot revolves around a tech billionaire being a giant moron when designing technology, and I really like that. But yeah, I think overall, like I had originally gave it 4.5 stars because I thought the first act was a little slow. But then I was thinking about it, I was like, no, the first act had to be slow. It had to be slow. It made sense like once you got in, like once the movie started going, because it's sort of like the first act is slow and a little dull because that's how the bad guys are feeling with their lives. And that's it's great. In terms of DreamWorks sequels, I think Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is still the best DreamWorks sequel because the first Puss in Boots movie was like so forgettable. I don't even remember I watched it. And then the second, Puss in Boots: Last Wish was incredible. It had a lot of years to cook, but in terms of direct sequels that came, right after their predecessors, this is up there with like Shrek 2, with like how much of an improvement it is. It also was nice because it completely washed the bad taste out of my mouth with the Halloween and Christmas specials.
Yeah, those are clearly like made by the TV division with no money scenario like that.
And the thing is, we talk about welcome AR. We talk about celebrity voice casts not being a necessity in animated movies, right? We just hired this person to put their name on the poster. But watching the holiday specials for the bad guys made me realize how much Wolf doesn't work as a character unless Sam Rockwell's playing him.
Sam Rockwell, really does bring something to Wolf's voice. Like
Sam Rockwell, Awkwafina, Craig Robinson, Mark Maron, Anthony Ramos. Without them voicing these characters, they lose half their charm. Like, immediately. And those specials were not great. And I think it was because if they had the voice cast, they could have still been written like crap and animated kind of weak, and they still would have been better if they had the voice cast. It's the combination of the higher quality animation plus the voice talent. And then also adding to this, Maria Bakalova, Natasha Lyonne, and Danielle Brooks as the three girls. Like, they're incredible. Especially Danielle Brooks as Kitty Cat. That's a performance that should be studied for animation classes. For the combination of voice acting and animation. Also, Alex Borstein's back as the police chief, or as I like to call her, Officer Zenigata. And they give her a bigger part in this one, and it's great.
You mean Lois Griffin?
Yes. You mean was she playing Power Rangers? Queen Machina?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. No. So yeah, again, like I said, it had Lupin vibes. Like, it had massive Lupin vibes. And they did set up a third movie at the end, and I hope it happens because I know the box office was pretty good, all things considered.
It's very tough. We got in terms of family stuff. You still have Superman and Fantastic Four to battle with and such like that.
Yeah, exactly, and it also came out like not in a holiday window either. I'm glad AR said you got to see Fantastic Four First Steps. I'm glad. But anyways, I think the last note on this is that
I think this is going to be the only.
I'm not worried about its box office because it already made like half its budget back in its first weekend. Yeah. It opened bigger than Dogman. Dogman's getting a sequel. This cost more than Dogman, but the first Bad Guys blew up on streaming more than it did in theaters. So.
I think it helps because I think the only other animated film coming out this year that at least will be competition will be
Zootopia.
Zootopia, but that doesn't come out to November.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So
I think it's gonna get trounced by Wicked.
I mean, those you'll be surprised. The Zootopia. We talk about furries. Zootopia.
What it's going to be, Zootopia is going to make all of its money in China. Because Zootopia is so popular, China was the first country to get a Disney Zootopia land, like in the Disney park.
I know about that.
It's super popular. I think what it's going to be is like Wicked's going to make more money domestically and Zootopia's going to make more money overseas. But I do think Wicked's going to like trounce everything in November, because the first movie did really well, but it's had like a year of hype and anticipation building up for the Wicked sequel. They're going to go nuts with it. But yeah, I think this movie's got, if they keep this in theaters and don't send it to digital too, even if they do, because like there was I forgot what movie, I think it was Minecraft got sent to digital and still kept making money in theaters. Yeah,
I think at that point, I think with Minecraft, they already made all the money.
Yeah,
all the money. And so it's like, yeah, it's probably on streaming already because it already made us like a whole ton of money.
But yeah, I think if this one can cook in theaters for a little bit, I think it'll gather an audience.
It's not like poor Megan 2.
Yeah, Megan 2. Yeah, I think Megan 2 came out in the wrong time of year. Like that was like, even when I watched it, I was like, this isn't a summer movie. I liked it. They should have saved it.
They should have saved it in either January or October is when they should have saved it.
Yeah, I think it would have been great in January. But yeah, anyways, Bad Guys 2, highly recommended. Can't wait. I hope we get a third one because the movie is the only way we're getting the cast, and the cast is really what pulls it over the finish line. Yeah. All right, let's switch over to my other 5-star review of the weekend. I gotta move my chair. It's over here. The Naked Gun. So, the Naked Gun is
all these posters making fun of AI with their hands and all that stuff.
And their villain of their movie is literally just like, it literally is everyone's least favorite tech billionaire. I wrote a longer review for this one because I got in the spirit. So
what's your history with the Naked Gun franchise?
Okay, so my history with the Naked Gun franchise, I've seen all the movies. They've been classics in the household for years. Recently watched the Police Squad TV series that spurned the idea. That was a show that only lasted 6 episodes because it relied on sight gags. And so the ratings were really poor and audiences didn't get it because, TV was even more of a passive experience than it is now. And
Police Squad had one of my favorite theme songs like that.
Yes. They brought the theme song back in this movie for the end credits.
That's great.
They actually, I'll talk about it in a moment, but actually I'll talk about it now. They pull a gag that was only in the Police Squad TV show. They pulled it back for this movie and then built on it. So it was great. But let me read you my review because I got real fancy my words. It's hard to It's hard to recreate a classic. Catch lightning in a bottle second time. Find that magic sweet spot between spices in the bowl of chili. Luckily, The Naked Gun doesn't try to do any of that and instead charts its own course down the rivers of cinema. Every classic element is here, but with a twist. Every new element is spurned from a recent trend in Hollywood and the world at large. This movie nearly killed me, not with a knife or a gun or Frank Drebin's driving, but by never giving me a chance to stop laughing for a single of its 85 minutes. Thank you, Police Squad.
This is really 85 minutes?
It's only 85 minutes. And I'm so glad it's not longer because I actually probably would have died. I would have choked and died.
Like comedies usually work better when they're shorter than longer.
And especially this one, the movie starts. I'll tell you how the movie starts because in the trailers, they've shown this gag in the trailers of like, there's like a bank heist that has to be stopped, right? And the movie starts, and it's so serious, and it's so dramatic, and it's the panning movements and the giant cameras, and then like there's like a bank robbery, and it's funny. It was Kevin Durand, who I met like last month at a convention because he was also in Planet of the Apes as Proxima Caesar. And I recognized him. I was like, oh, it's Kevin Durand. And he like breaks into this bank vault and he steals this device and he turns it to the camera. And it literally, I'm just going to type it in the chat as well because the sight gag only works. It's a sight gag, right? So he turns the device to the camera and it says this.
Right.
And I didn't stop laughing until after the credits were completely over and the post-credit scene.
Funny.
And it was like it was a minute and a half into the movie, and they hit the first gag, and it was plot device.
That's great.
Plot device. Oh, I forgot to mention another parallel. There's a thing they're chasing in the Bad Guys 2 called MacGuffinite. Anyways, I love literary gags in movies. Yeah, let me tell you, that's why I had to type it out, because plot device is also an acronym. They had a lot. They put a lot of good gags in the trailers, but they did not cross the cardinal sin of comedy trailers. They didn't put the best jokes in the trailer. Welcome, Beast Slayer. There is so many, because the movie is a tightly scripted 85-minute spoof comedy. There is a joke every single second. If someone isn't saying something funny is happening behind them. It is so good. It is what makes it work, and this is the thing I'm very, very glad to say. They don't try to remake The Naked Gun. They do jokes about it being a legacy sequel, but they do not try to recreate the original movies. They do something new, but what they'll do, and this is my favorite part, they'll set you up like they're going to, they'll set you up like you're going to get a recreated gag from one of the original movies, and then they'll just twist it on you and go in a different direction. It nostalgia baits you into a new joke. I love that. I love that so much. That's what makes this movie work. And also for the fact that Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson are playing everything completely straight. They're not putting a sense of comedy into any of their line deliveries. It's complete, flat, straight performances, just like you'd see in the original movies. I'm
very glad, because I think that was the problem with what's the actor's name from the original Naked Gun films?
Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen, because whenever some films get Leslie Nielsen to be pure comedy, and I think sadly I think they missed the point of why it was funny in those Airplane and Naked Gun, because he was straight face. He was not the joke. The joke wasn't
prior
him.
to Airplane, Leslie Nielsen was known as a dramatic actor only that does not do comedy.
Yep.
And then he was really funny in Airplane because he was delivering these lines like, I am being serious and don't call me Shirley. That's what got him Police Squad and Naked Gun, and that's where like his later movies they were like, oh, he's a comedic actor, and then they start writing him as a comedic part as opposed to, like you said, writing it as a straight dramatic role that happens to be hilarious.
Yeah, that was what the appeal of Leslie Nielsen and in those original films, where they get him just a B comedy man. Doesn't work. He's still funny, but he's still, because he is a funny guy. But I think you don't have the same charm as those original films he played in. So I'm really glad about that, and I'm really glad to hear this, because there's two things that like don't do well, hasn't been doing well, is legacy sequels to comedies, and especially parody movies as of late has been not great. Thanks, Freeburn Seltzer. So to hear that
Matthew said Naked Gun seems like a dumb movie. I can just put on and shut my brain off. Exactly. This is one of the stupidest movies I've ever seen in my life, and I loved it.
Yeah. So
that's the whole point of Naked Gun, is everything is just so dumb. Like, it's stupid humor, and that's what makes it work and why it's so universally loved, because it's like everything is kind of idiotic.
Yeah. That's because I think the problem with a lot of these parody films, why they died out for a while, because they think dumb humor equals mean-spirited or did very distasteful jokes, and that's why the parody died. Parody films like this died for a while, because they think, haha, let's make fun of this minority. It's the joke. Like, no, that's not the fun. That's not why it works. It's the fun.
Also, a lot of comedies lately have been going for, here's a guideline of a joke, and then let the actor improv it. And this movie's just like no improv. It's all tightly scripted, so it's every joke just lands because it's already been worked out before they even filmed it. And it's great. And there's a bunch of gags that reference the original movies. You don't have to see the original movies to get it. But I will also add that some of my favorite gags are like the subtle ones. They're like little subtle ones. Because there's a character that gets kidnapped in a car, and they get gas. This is like such a small gag, so I'm going to spoil it just because it's like my favorite one. They get, like, the gas through the vents of the car, and it knocks them unconscious, right? And so the guy's like, that's not my usual driver. This isn't my usual car. That's not my normal gas. That's the movie. That's the movie. Like, that is the level of this movie. It was hilarious. And everybody in the theater was just howling the entire time. Like, it hit everybody in that theater. I can't recommend it enough. Like, if you can see it with an audience, by all means. Otherwise, like, hit this thing as soon as you can watch it. Like, just don't let anybody spoil things for you on it. Like, you can get minor spoilers. There's like 100,000 jokes in this movie, so it's like you can get little minor spoilers, but like you have to see this thing to believe it.
Is this true? But like you said, there's a Jim Henson puppet in it.
There is a Jim Henson puppet. I'm not gonna tell you how. I'm not gonna. It caught me up.
God.
I knew that going in, and I was like, I wonder where the Jim Henson puppet's gonna come in. And when it showed up, and apparently Seth MacFarlane was saying in an interview, like, that scene almost got cut by the executives.
Oh, thank God it didn't.
Yeah, no, it's great movie. Seth MacFarlane was a producer on this. Kiva Schaffer directed it. There was like 7 people writing on it. I think only 4 got credit because like WGA is like, you can't have that many writers. It's amazing. Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson are so good in this too. They really nailed it.
Which is great because I think so.
Yeah. CCH Pounder, our favorite person to ever play Amanda Waller, is in it as the police chief, and she's amazing. She's the. There's always one person in a Naked Gun movie that's not insane, and she's the non-insane person of the movie. Yeah,
it was great to hear because I think some people forget that Liam Neeson can do funny.
Oh,
like, he's
totally.
well known for these. A lot of people know for his usual, but he can't. I always find it funny that like, it took this many years to get him to a comedy, even though like that Lego Movie, the Lego Movie showed he can do comedy very well.
And he's shown up on Family Guy and stuff.
So like it's great to see him in a really good comedy in this like this.
And they put it in the trailer, but like there's a gag where like everybody that works at Police Squad is the son of somebody that was in the original movies.
Oh yeah, I saw that season. Yeah.
the one where they get to not OJ's kid is just it killed in the theater just as well as it did in the trailer. Yeah, so it's great. Yeah. And there is one actor in this movie that was in all previous 3 other movies. I'll let you figure that one out for yourselves. I think I'm going to keep talking about this if I don't cut myself off, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Also, yes, read all the credits. If you go to see it, there's not only a post-credit scene, but there are jokes in the credits.
Oh boy.
They did the gag credits again, just like the original movies did. One of my favorite ones was I think it was in like the I'm trying to remember what it was. There were so many of them. But there was one where they just started it was in the construction section. They were like, Tool Master, names of tools, and it was like buzzsaw, cutting board. Like,
yes.
It's so stupid. I love it. It's so great. All right, last thing. Disney moved the release date of Eyes of Wakanda up 2 weeks after moving it up 2 weeks. And because I was watching Naked Gun stuff, I totally didn't have time to watch it. So
I didn't even know they moved release. It
was originally August 26th. Then they moved it to August 14th. Then they moved it to August 1st. And I feel like they only did that because Universal and Paramount were putting out movies like, we're going to counter-program with a thing we didn't do marketing for.
You know, yeah, like...
I will give Disney credit, though. They put a Zootopia trailer out before Bad Guys. That was smart marketing. Points there.
Yeah. Like I didn't know, which is also they uploaded on Spider-Man Day. That's instant death there because you got all the markets could be Spider-Man.
They were doing publicity for Spider-Man Brand New Day. This show got buried. I don't know why they moved it. Why? I don't know why they moved it. I'm looking forward to watching it. I've heard good things.
Yeah, I watched it because it's 4 episodes. Honestly, this could have just been an animated movie, and like because
that's how I felt about the last Lego Star Wars special.
Yeah, but because I know they released the animated Predator movie also, and that's also an anthology film also. So like this is an anthology series, I'm like, this could just be an animated like anthology film, but like I don't know, maybe like Disney, they're like, no, we don't want any. We want to make any Marvel movie like on the big screen and not on Disney Plus. Blah blah blah. That's certainly that. But it's really good. I don't want to spoil too much, but it's a really good insight to the past of Wakanda and the good and bad. Like it's not like the Wakanda isn't just the hero. There is some questionable stuff they do, which is really cool to see and such. And it has a really cool finale. But that does tie it back into the main MCU because this is MCU canon. Unlike Friendly Spider-Man and such. And the animation is really gorgeous. Like some great map painting backgrounds and the choreography is really fantastic and such like that. I really recommend it. It's really great stuff. And it's kind of like, man, like Disney, why do you have something against Ryan Coogler? Because he
Are they just mad because he made like a movie for Warner Brothers that made more money than all the Disney movies this year that not named Stitch?
Yeah, I know, because like, he like this and Ironheart just got dropped so fast. Like, God, what the hell?
It feels a little racist. Allegedly, for legal reasons. I'm not saying anything, but it's kind of weird how 2 black-led projects are the ones that got dumped with no advertisement.
Even though they're from a creator that makes you a lot of money.
And part of a franchise they still think is one of their golden eggs. It's a little weird. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to check it out later this week. But, yeah, all right. That does it for review segment. Let's get into entertainment news. That's where we're at next. Boom, entertainment. Discotek Media is hosting a panel at Otakon on Saturday for new license reveals and announcements. It'll be at 3:15 p.m. Eastern.
Which is, I mean, what else is on that day, Mr. Soundout?
Well, August 9th happens to be my 30th birthday because this bird getting old. So I was thinking, hey, it's my birthday. Discotek's probably going to give me a present in this that I still have to pay for, but, presents are presents. So if you guys are around on YouTube at 3:15 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, August 9th, we'll probably start, probably at 3. We're going to do a live reaction. Why not? Birthday stream, live reaction. Hopefully it doesn't go too long because I have a dinner reservation at 5 my time. This will be at 1:15 my time. Yeah, it'll be fine. As long as they don't go on for 4 hours, we're good. Spider's probably share the same birthday as your grandmother. That's awesome. So yeah, I think this will be fun to do. I think we'll just live react. They are going to be doing like they did last year for Otakon, where they're going to be doing a panel, and then they're going to have a pre-recorded video going up as a live premiere on their YouTube channel. So that'll be fun. I think they last year. I think they had some announcements that they didn't make at the panel. They only made it on the video.
And let's hope Toei doesn't assassinate them like last time.
Yeah, that happened twice already. So for us, just for pre-reference, because I'm trying to avoid further legal disputes over copyright, I won't be streaming their video. It'll just be like us in here reacting. You guys can watch their video on a separate tab.
We'll probably link it.
It's gotta be a Saturday.
Yeah, we'll link it. What was that, Jerry, about Saturday?
I said it's gotta be a Saturday because I stream at 5.
Yeah.
But it's Discotek, and it's what's my specialty? What am I here for? Those old anime. That's I'm the one who knows.
So
I hope they finish before 5.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's only just an hour. But I think it'll be it'll be fun. We'll do a live reaction to it. If it's like last year where they hit a certain point where there's 7 things in a row that I have no idea what they are. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was watching last year. I was watching it while at a Star Trek convention. So it's Discotek strong, but yeah, we'll see. If they start going into here's just some obscure set and we want to leave, we might just do that. But we will stream a reaction to it. I'll set up the thing ahead of time so you guys know the time. Because Otakon is on the East Coast, right?
Yeah, it's the biggest one on the East Coast, if I remember right.
So it will be 3:15 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. So we'll do a reaction to it. We'll just jump on I think we'll start at 3 Eastern, and then we'll jump off shortly after it's done. It'll not be a long stream, but it'll be fun. And then if you don't want to watch that reaction, we'll recap the reveals next Monday. As a quick little rundown.
You better show for Sound's birthday, you all.
Yeah, if you guys can make it, that'd be great. And it'll be fun. It'll be a fun little birthday stream thing going on. All right. Let's get into the other entertainment news. Speaking of things that may be talked about on Saturday at Discotek, Digimon. Digimon Beatbreak is starting October 5th. And we got our official poster, trailer, and character descriptions in a nice presentation video.
That was the whole presentation was actually subtitled, so that was actually nice to watch.
Unless you were watching it on iPad like I was, and the subtitles weren't working.
Yeah, I guess YouTube closed captions are not working on iPad recently, I'm guessing.
It's been an issue. Anyways, we got our poster, and I thought, 4 protagonists. That sounds like Digimon Savers. It's written by the guy that wrote Digimon Savers.
We're for good. shit then.
Oh, we're in for some good shit. Yeah, series composition, Ryota Yamaguchi, same position for Digimon Sabers. Worked on Cutie Honey Flash, Escaflowne the movie, Great Teacher Onizuka, and G
wow.
Gundam.
Okay.
We're gonna be good, guys.
When I saw that trailer, I was hype. I wasn't sure what to think. And I saw that trailer, and I literally said to myself after I finished, I said, perfect. That's what I wanted.
I showed it to my parents. My mom was like, so is the weird lizard like the villain of the show? He seems evil.
He's a glue. No, he just eats glue.
Yeah, I was like, no, he's just like that.
I love Gekkomon.
So animation design for Digimon, as well as animators, are people that have worked on Digimon prior. Kenji Watanabe is designing new Digimon. It's like, so that way it all visually works together. The series director has directed episodes for Dragon Quest Adventure Die, One Piece Pretty Cure, and directed One Piece Film Gold, my favorite One Piece movie. There's no way this isn't good with that staff list. Like, there's just no way. That's too much talent in one spot. Like, it's very, very exciting. Animation looked clean and crisp.
I would say, because I would say I love Ghost Game, but like I think what's gonna be, I feel like Beatbreak is definitely gonna be better because this clearly has more of a story. Where Ghost Game is more episodic. Where with Ghost Game, I feel like there was kind of behind the scenes stuff because I feel like they wanted to do a story, but Bandai's like, no, you must wait until we release things connected to the File Bracelet and such like that.
And this time we don't have that problem.
Yeah,
because there may not be a Digivice at all.
Yeah, because we'll get to the story, but it's interesting how they're gonna handle things.
So here's the story description. I'm gonna read it word for word, and it's Bandai writing English, so this will be
yes. So it's gonna be very Google Translate-y.
Yes. Introduction. E-Pulse, which is generated by human thoughts and emotions, was used as the energy source for the AI support device Sapotama. Behind this remarkable development, a terrifying monster appear. Digimon are living beings that evolve by consuming E-Pulse. Tomoro Tenma is drawn into an extraordinary experience after meeting Gekkomon, who suddenly appears from a Sapotama. While living together with Kyo Sawashiro and other members of the bounty hunting team Golden Dawn, Tomorrow renews his resolve. What new future will be forged by humans and Digimon? Actually, they had only like 2 typos in that. That was pretty good. So yeah, we have, of course, our main character. We've seen him before, Tomoro Tenma. He's 15 years old. Looks older than that, but I don't know if that's just the Sabers energy caring for.
Hey, these are the most oldest Digimon characters we have ever gotten. That isn't the video games and mangas.
It's true.
Like that.
Yeah, because Yoshi was 18.
Yeah, but that's like the only exception.
We've got our glue eater, Gekkomon.
Look at him.
Look at him.
I love him.
Zero thoughts in that head.
Yeah, Gabumon was a little baby. Gekkomon is like a chaos creature. He literally in the trailer first thing he did when he got summoned out of his egg is bite Temo's arm.
Yep. I would love it if that's like the just had a power flicker. Are we all still here?
Yeah, we're still here.
Okay. I was gonna say, I wonder if this is gonna be like the new thing of like Masaru punching every Digimon as like Gekkomon biting people.
Yes, I hope that's the case.
We got Reina Sakuya. She is 16 years old, and her role is to attract enemies on the front lines. She's a loose cannon, and she often runs out of E-Pulse and collapses.
It's funny because with Tomoro, yeah, like Tomoro feels like that, like Sasuke, like I'm tired of the world kind of thing. Reina sounds like, are you just shonen protagonist for Digimon? So the which I kind of like. It's nice to have a female one of these.
Very God, what's her name from Undead Unluck? Fuko.
Fuko, yeah.
Yeah, very Fuko energy.
She's voiced by Machu. Voiced by Machu, Japanese
VA. We got Pristimon as her partner. Looks like a raccoon, but has a big sister personality. Grew up like family together with Reina from a young age.
Oh, okay.
I like this little
some of them have them since they were kids.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
The biggest question was evolution. Will it become like a puppet master kind of evolution, or just another hot woman?
Good question.
With Digimon, you never know. Yeah. Exactly.
We've got Makoto Kunoji, 10 years old, responsible for analysis and the annoying stuff. Although he has a serious personality, he can sometimes be ruthless with his words towards others. It reminds me of that kid from Cross Wars that caused all the problems.
Yeah.
He was also yellow-colored.
He also likes watching horror movies.
Yes. He just likes heat. Same.
Well, I mean, hey, we all do.
His partner is Chiropmon,
I love him.
who has an otaku personality and isn't satisfied until he checks out anything that catches his eye. Has a habit of muttering to himself. He is the introvert Digimon that we all aspire to be.
What's the me? He's me for real, for real.
Yes, exactly. Then we have Kyo Sawashiro, leader of the Golden Dawn, 22 years old. It is Sabers. A genius cleaner of the top class abilities. He calls his friends family and shares them. See, it is like Sabers, right? You have two teenagers that look older than they actually are. You have one adult and one child. It's the Sabers dynamic.
I'm glad you watched
And
Sabers.
not that adult with a Digimon.
Yes. Just like
I'm glad you
Yoshi
watched
and
Sabers.
the whole crew at DATS, like, he has a Digimon. And his Digimon, again, this is where the furry stuff comes up again. This is where it happens again, right? 'Cause if I say that Murasame-mon is my favorite of the new Digimon, what does that say about me?
What's interesting is he's ultimate, and because
Yes.
they're using American terms, I'm assuming, because
They've
never
switched over completely to the dub terms for the levels now.
Yeah, because we've never seen a main Digimon stay in their ultimate form, which is always interesting. That's very interesting because the closest guys got them on saying champion and such like that. So it's kind of cool to see Digimon stick in ultimate. I do like it. He usually fell asleep in his pre-evolved form, Krugermon, which I think we saw in the channel, which is like its baby form or rookie form, the little head.
Like, basically, when he's awake, he's like, I'm gonna be half man, and when he's like asleep, he's like, I'm gonna be a little kitty.
Yes.
Love this guy. And then we've got okay, these are all like comments from voice actors, which are nice. You can read them on your own.
There's something about this that may be superficial.
Mm-hmm.
Have any of you played Shin Megami Tensei DX2?
I don't think I played that one.
That's the mobile game for Shin Megami.
Oh, the mobile, the mobile game. Yeah, I think
the story is slightly similar, but like you said, it's probably just Sabers. My brain wants to think of that game though.
Judging by the footage, first off, it's actually really cool because this is the first Digimon series out in the least anime where the setting is definitely a futuristic city.
Yes.
Like every other Digimon series,
we got kind of that in Ghost Game with the hologram stuff.
Even there, like Ghost Game and Atmon, like Ghost Game and Atmon are future cities, but not like super high tech land future cities and such like that. So it just because they mentioned how
the cyberpunk genre is just coming back right at the time while we're all experiencing the beginnings of it in real life.
Yeah, so we got a full future tech city that connects to our. Because I Google what's Sabo, because the Sabo like Thomas A. obviously, and the Sabo is supposed to be like AI assistant. Part of I read looking at the terms and such like that.
It's interesting. The interface on it looks like the Cyber Sleuth like menu wheel.
Yeah. Because we're talking about there's probably no Digivice in the series because there's a shot in the trailer where you see Reina's arm have a red glow on her hand, which I'm assuming that might be the Digivice because the thing they talk about I notice is
oh god, what if the kid has cyber brains?
Yeah, because they talk about the big thing about the series is Beat Breakers, the beat, and Tomoro, one of his legs is drumming. And it makes me feel like the way the Digimon partners are gonna evolve in the series, it might be connected to their partner hosts, like feelings, like emotions. Like
without
they
the conduit of the Digivice being needed.
Yeah, they kind of did something like that with the Vibrace and Ghost Game and stuff like that. But it feels like they're really gonna emphasize it. Like I could totally see. Like Tomoro, like drumming, like in a beat to get his like pump up, like because that's his happy thing, and now and that's how make Gekomon evolve.
Kazama did Apocryphy Diaries, God of High School, and Jujutsu. Okay, Jujutsu Kaisen. Like the only good thing about that is the music. So that was mean. That was mean. I'm sorry. I'm not a Jujutsu Kaisen fan. Anyways,
so like I definitely see. Something like that. This guy, how the series is gonna work, and also like what's interesting about the Golden Dawn.
There's the little.
What's interesting about the Golden Dawn, by the looks of it, is unlike Sabers. I don't think the Golden Dawn's a government-funded team.
No, they're a group of bounty hunters.
Yeah, because you look at the main poster. I'm assuming that's their headquarters back there, which is a ranch shack and like.
Muteki, I want to make it clear. I do not watch Jujutsu Kaisen. I watched one episode to see if I'd like it, and I didn't. All right. I did like the music though. I thought the music was good.
And such. So like, and clearly with essentially how
Oh yeah, because they did
Kyo
this little
said,
description that they're cleaners, bounty hunters whose goal is to capture wanted criminals and solve Digimon cases.
and clearly with the Kyo talking about he calls his friends his family and such, and how this crew definitely looks like a bunch of like ramshack crew. We're gonna definitely have a very found family dynamic with this crew by the feels of it, like and such. Which
and I expect
fits.
one of them to have a traumatic break that causes the main villain to awaken.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get a dark. We're gonna get a dark evolution in this series somewhere.
I would love it. Everyone got a dark evolution. We've never had that before. It's always one person gets a little messed up. Let's have everybody get a little messed up, right?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hey, Wheels popped in. About to switch over to Spider-Man. Anyways,
we're talking about them Digimans.
The Digimans.
Shin Megami Digimon.
Shin Megami Digimon.
I don't know.
Cool.
I mean, isn't
all right,
that
we're
the
moving on
video
to
games?
Spider-Man then. Well, I
How about Beatbreak?
I'm very indifferent. I'm legit indifferent. I don't hate it. I don't know.
After watching the trailer, I'm actually optimistic about it.
The music in the trailer was really good. I really
didn't even watch the trailer. A graphic novel or series.
I'm trying to adjust Wheels at the moment. And it's
like graphic. There's no graphic novel for Beatbreak.
I wasn't sure if it was like going to be like like a.
It's a full-on anime.
What going to be an anime? Yeah.
They announced that months ago. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah, I remember the webcomic. That's probably why.
Well, that was the webcomic was Liberator for the card.
Liberators.
Yeah. So I'm adjusting all the audio levels on the fly. Hooray! All right, just boost that down. Okay. Anyways, moving on. Spider-Man. So we got casting news for Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is that Mark Ruffalo's back as the Hulk.
Yeah.
I want him to be Joe Fixit, my God.
I read that article and I you know that GIF where Matt Damon just instantly ages?
Yes.
That was me when I read that Avengers came out 14 years ago in there.
Yes.
Saving Private Ryan.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly how I feel every time I feel the things. Also because it's been, 9 years since Michael Mando was teased as Scorpion, and he's back now.
I guess, yeah. I gotta love that. Which I'm surprised you're bringing back, like, not like, Brand New Spider-Man was all we're gonna get for MCU Scorpion. But no, I guess we're finally, paying it off, I guess, officially.
I think so. It's nice that we're finally, kind of going with it. Hellfire said there was Universal branded trucks on site. Yeah, it's because they rented them from Universal Studios. It's not like people were like, "Oh, that means Hulk's involved." I'm like, no, that means they rented a truck from Universal. Studios share stuff all the time. On the crew side of things, nobody really cares, if the studios rent from wherever. But this does, it is confirmed now because this is Hollywood Reporter. I just wanted to be Joe Fixit because I feel like that fit the movie. If we're doing Punisher, if we're doing, street level stuff, Joe Fixit.
I would say, when they, I hope, you either got flubbed and from She-Hulk, or no.
I don't want Scar to come back with that stupid haircut.
You mean lack of hair?
You know what I want?
Yes. What do you want?
You know what I want for a bullshit street level since Hulk's here though, just for the lulz, is Spider-Man's other most famed villain of them all, Juggernaut. One of his weird rogues that always is a problem. Not the Rhino, Juggernaut.
I have a weird feeling that someone at Marvel thinks Juggernaut's an X-Men villain. Oh, sorry, let me rephrase. That Juggernaut is a mutant because he's not.
Yeah, I think so. Just because the X-Men build doesn't mean automatically a mutant.
Exactly. Because his powers are from the gem, the gem of Cyttorak. Yeah, he's not a mutant. It doesn't help that his half brother's a mutant. That kind of complicates things.
No, it doesn't help at all. It's never helped them at all.
Yep.
Never helped them at all, especially in other iterations where they never mention the helmet and they just make you assume.
Which Spider-Man cartoon that he fought the Juggernaut?
Ultimate.
Yeah.
I think it's the only time he fought Juggernaut.
It was Ultimate. I think he showed up once in the 80s. I think he showed up
in the 80s.
80s show, yeah. The 80s show also had Magneto in it, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to remember, yeah.
And also, don't forget, they use Spider-Man's weird rivalry with Juggernaut as a way to, I think, to debut, X-Force or something in the comics back in the day.
Yep.
And unlike the new Fantastic Four, Peter did not traumatize Magneto with a wooden gun.
That's one of my favorite things.
All right. The other piece of news we got was that they said, all right, we're going to be filming outdoors in Scotland, so screw it, just reveal the suit ourselves.
I mean, it was so stupid. On Spider-Man Day, they did an 8-second teaser
Yes.
of some up-close shots of the suit, and then the next day they reviewed the suit. Like, could you just? Why did you upload that first one? You could have just uploaded this.
I got to tell
second
you,
one.
it doesn't make any sense, but then I saw the social media engagement numbers on that 8-second teaser and I was like, oh, that's why they did it.
Yeah.
Like, people went nuts over this look at the suit. It's a neat little look. I like the suit a lot, and we'll talk about it more with the mask in a moment, but I like this reveal of it. Because here it is on set, and I'm going to use the official photo so I don't get, like, sued.
It's still gonna get sued.
No, I'm not. Shut up. Anyways, don't make me nervous, man. No, but no, legitimately, I do think these are good shots because it gives us a full body look, where some of the like personal shots people took, not as much. But it looks like the final swingsuit with some very good tweaks to it.
And
So-
the influence from the other two Peters, which
Yeah.
I do like.
Which, because we kind of
what
saw
if-
that with the final swing, where the bigger spider logo and the way the web lines were done. And this is just taking it to another level, because like people are like, why didn't they just use the final swingsuit? Because it was a CG suit made for one shot, not something that had to be used for a whole movie. They did some tweaks,
Yeah.
just like they tweaked Toby's suit every single movie.
One thing I like about here versus that final swimsuit shot is I like the fat material more. It looks more
Yes.
like fabric, like
It
Andrew's
looks
costume,
like
'cause-
he made it in his crappy New York apartment.
Yeah, because my problem with the final swimsuit in No Way Home, it looks too shiny. It looks
Yeah.
too like he got like high professional cosplay material or something like that.
I also love this
Whereas-
photo because Daniel Destin Cretton is just like sneaking his little head in here, just like, yep, I'm directing this. Remember Shang-Chi? Remember those action
Yeah.
scenes? I could do
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
a super chat from Mateki $2. Important question. Suit easy to be.
It has a zipper
That's
running
it.
all the way down the back, and it's from the
Yeah.
mask to the back. So yes,
Yeah, I do really like the. Also, I always like darker blue on my Spider-Man more than the bright blue and such like that. I also, I think for me, I like the mask because I never was too into the MCU Spider-Man mask. The eyes are too small for my taste. I like
Yep.
these more like, I don't want to say
because
Ditko eyes.
I don't think
but,
these
like,
eyes are gonna articulate because he doesn't have Stark Tech anymore.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's Ditko eyes, but like it reminds me of like the 70s to maybe early 80s Spider-Man.
I like his big ass
eyes.
web shooters too.
Yeah, I like how
This boy
obvious
is
they
broke.
are.
Hellfire sent me this pic, which is wasn't an official pic, but I think it's important. The Spider-Man masks. The reason why they look good, and this is something that Subaraya actually figured out before any other person making a Spider-Man costume, is the head shell. You put the head
Yep,
shell
right.
on, the mask comes down, it fits perfect, right? Right. Subaraya Spider-Man did it first, right, Wheels? I remember.
Yeah, they did it, and it was only like a stage show, pretty much.
Yeah, but still, they were the ones to come up with the idea of
Yeah.
hard plastic shell under the mask to make sure the shape's right. The thing that's interesting here
Like
is
what
that
every cosplayer stole ever since.
yeah, and also like Marvel too, because they've been doing it since Amazing Spider-Man 2. Because like Toby's was like rubber, so it just like held shape, but like Andrew Garfield's one was head shell.
And where he takes off the mask in the Toby face, his face always looks red because
Yes.
it looks.
Because he can't breathe. So oh, that's right, Hellfire. He did have the adjusting goggles on the homemade suit.
Shush.
Yeah, maybe that's a good point. Anyways, no, I don't mean Toei's Spider-Man Blade Raider. Toei's Spider-Man still did like the mask just
It was-
sucks to the
no,
actor's
it-
face.
No, I watched an episode that with my partner for Spider-Man Day. You can literally see the mouth and nose of that.
Yeah,
actor
and
underneath
it's the same thing with the Nicholas Hammond Spider-Man. The one I'm talking about is that Subaraya Productions was doing promotion in Japan with Spider-Man.
for the I think for the 90s cartoon. I'm pretty sure.
I think so, and so
No.
they
Because the Black Cat,
Was it?
because
No, maybe it was.
the
Black
Black Cat
Cat.
was clearly
Probably, yeah.
the Black Cat was clearly animated series Black Cat.
yeah, so they were doing this event. And it was like a cross promotion of Ultraman and Spider-Man, and so they had this new Spider-Man suit made, this Black Cat suit, and this Spider-Man suit was the first time anyone thought, let's put a hard piece under the mask to hold the shape. Subaraya Spider-Man, which looks amazing. That's like one of the coolest Spider-Man costumes ever. Anyways,
One of the best suits ever.
so the important part here is not the head shell, but the fact that the head shell has a strap to the chin, which means when he talks, it's going to move his mask, which is not a thing we've done before, which I think is awesome. And I'm really excited to see how that looks when it actually moves.
Yeah, 'cause they
Yeah.
always like have like Tokusatsu like Power Rangers like like
Yep.
like ventriloquism pretty much.
And then the ADR comes in and it's like perfectly, projecting audio. But this, if his mouth is moving with the mask in a natural sense, that's going to be the coolest thing ever. Very excited for this movie. I think we had a, let's not talk about the box office because I'll just cry a little bit. But Thunderbolts is great. Fantastic Four is great. This is looking like it's going to be great. And then Avengers Doomsday is going to be dog shit and it'll be awesome. But
yeah, we had that Doomsday indeed.
someone said this year's Marvel movies are the apology for next year's Avengers Doomsday.
I love every time
Maybe.
Robert Downey Jr. poses like a picture on Instagram of Doom comics. It feels like a threat every time he does
Yes,
that.
because he keeps picking comics that don't actually feature Victor Von Doom. Which I don't know if he's trying to tell us something. Like, it's very weird.
Absolutely.
Anyways, this movie's got Hulk, Punisher, and Spider-Man. Sign me up. I'm in. Let's do it.
Do we have any? Do you think Scorpion's gonna actually be the villain in the movie, or do you think it's
I think he's gonna be
someone
a
else?
villain. There was a casting thing that they're trying to hire an older Asian actor, and I feel like Mr. Negative is one of the villains. I feel like
I think
that's
Mr.
gonna be-
Negative.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Mr. Negative, as long as they don't repeat stuff from Insomniac, I think he'll be a perfect villain actor. Because he's a big villain now, but like he's not like a big stupid villain
Yeah.
that'll, like destroy New York or something like that.
I would love it if this was like there's like a bunch of villains. Everyone's just trying to get Spider-Man the whole movie. That would be great
yeah,
too.
like it'd be nice to have a street level. This is gonna be the first Spider-Man movie in a long while that actually feels like street level Spider-Man.
Yeah.
What is it? Shocker supposedly in the film and Scorpion.
Yeah, there's rumors of Shocker. There's rumors of Mr. Negative. I think there's, they
I
can't
keep
use
forgetting-
Kingpin, but I have a weird feeling like it's just going to be like everyone's harassing Spider-Man today.
I keep thinking Shocker died for some reason.
Well, one of them, there was
Homecoming.
2 Shockers. The first one did.
Yeah,
Vulture
it
killed the
died,
first
yeah.
one, then the second one was still around. He was dead.
Yeah.
He was like, "This is ridiculous," and left. Are we getting the Sinister Six? Probably not, because we got 5 in the last movie,
Yeah,
and that
thinking
was
of that.
close enough. They were like, close enough.
Yeah.
Um,
We're gonna get the other version of the Sinister Six, where there's only 5 of them, and someone throws Shocker off the.
I
Brooklyn Bridge.
would love to
I
get
love
the
that.
superior
That's my
foes of
favorite.
Spider-Man. So
Oh,
much.
that
I
was
love
still
that.
one of my favorite
Yes.
ones when the one
I
guy
love that
kicked
book.
Shocker off in the car just for the lulz, because this is when they were doing where they did the thing from the 90s cartoon where shockwaves also have a bit of electricity in them. So the guy purposely kicked him in just for a laugh to see him electrocute himself.
I would love something like that. That dynamic between villains would be great.
Superior foes of Spider-Man is such a good book.
Yeah. Anything else on the Spider-Man front? Anything else on the Spider-Man front you guys got?
I think
before
that's it.
we-
You know,
I
it's
just
just
need
it's
to
just a
ask-
suit. So that really isn't much to say.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I just need to ask one thing about Mr. Negative, because I forget. Did he appear in the freaking Squire cartoon that was voiced by Neil Patrick Harris? Because I feel
No.
like there
No,
was a
he-
guy
no,
That
he
was
didn't.
another guy. They had another like crime boss guy that everybody liked. It was like almost the
Asian
same
crime
character, but that was
boss,
before
okay.
Mr. Negative got created.
Yeah.
So
That's what I wasn't sure if that was what started his creation or he came after. I wasn't sure.
I'm
yeah,
almost sure you might be inspired by the MTV series.
it might be. That MTV series is better than people give it credit for. I think a lot of problems when people watch that show, they watch it out of order,
I
and
remember
they're
you
just
used
like,
to
it's
hate
not
on
that
it
great.
so much.
Yeah, and then when I watched it the first time, I watched it out of order, and I watched it in order. And I was like, oh, this show's actually great.
Yeah, because that is a very story. That is a
Yep.
serialized show.
All right, so let's go to comic book news. There was one piece of comic news that came out during Comic-Con, but I read the headline, had a mini stroke, and then forgot to put it in the news.
Don't blame me.
Thank you. Marvel just revealed the end of 2099, and the debut of Spider-Man 3099 will blow your mind. My God, Marvel, cut it out. What is?
Mike, wait, why didn't they? I'm sorry.
You don't like them
why didn't they-
clickbait articles.
This isn't even a clickbait article. This is
that-
literally what they're doing. They're ending the 2099 universe, introducing Spider-Man 3099.
Guys, why didn't they just end 2099 and just call it like 3000? Just
Yeah.
dude, that's all. You
I
have to
don't
do.
know.
Like,
We'll never get into the
that's just
year
spicy.
2100. But so
Or is that too close to Futurama?
So basically, they've been doing a bunch of 2099 comics over the last few years in a brand new universe. And they're like, and here's an event. And I'm like, why is Cyclops here in the Dave Cochran suit? Why is Jean Grey in the stupid green dress again? Why is Age of Apocalypse Wolverine here? We just set up we just got done finally establishing a new 2099 universe, and they're like, let's end it. And I'm like, you just got it together. You had a Red Hulk storyline. You had the cool thing with Nova, like you did cosmic stuff. I finally felt like the 2099 universe was thriving. And they're like, yep, let's just have another miniseries to kill it. And I'm like,
is it really
what?
ending? Because I feel like the popular Spider-Man 2099 will keep that universe alive alone, honestly.
Well, here's the thing with Marvel. I thought that Death of Silver Surfer was just like a neat little pseudonym, not that they're actually killing off Norrin Rad and replacing him with a woman instead.
Tie-in synergy.
Yep. Silver Surfer appears in like 5 comics a year. There is no reason to make him a legacy character in the comics.
Need to tie in with that movie.
Exactly. Anyways, End of 2099 is a 5-issue series. It's Steve Orlando doing it again, which means he's written every modern 2099 comic at this point.
Watch Cross the Beyond the Spider-Man's gonna make like the bajillion of dollars, and they're gonna like bring back Miguel.
Yeah, it's gonna happen again. It's just like
Miguel's too popular of a character to like kill off.
I think my issue is that it just like, why does every comic at Marvel have to be promoted like it's the next big thing that's gonna change people's lives?
Because they think that's how it sells, and like like
that's because they only look at single issue sales as their only metric for success.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is dumb. Anyways, I like 2099 stuff a lot, but this is just.
I do like the Spider-Man 3000, not was it 3039? Was it the name?
Yeah, he looks fine.
I like very Tokusatsu looking. I would say.
Actually, yeah, the clickbait thing with the title, like you mentioned, and got the clicks. It feels like a lot of Marvel comics news lately is just click inspired. Like it's like there's like every time they do something with Spider-Man, it feels like they do it just to incite rage because they'll get clicks on it, as opposed to actually selling and making good comics.
Meanwhile, I was like, Paul's finally broke up with MJ, and everyone's celebrating.
Until editorial tells them to put them back together.
It was like the most. Hey, we got our moment of peace.
Yes.
Peace there.
Also issue again. I don't know the story here, and I'll read it, so I'll find out later. But the fact this covers 3/5 X-Men, but it's not any of the 2099 X-Men, either the originals or the new ones, is just like, come on. Like,
you know what's funny, Soundout?
I love X-Men, but Marvel loves X-Men more than I do. Because, like, after the Comic-Con Marvel Legends last week, where we had, like, 3/4 X-Men, like, how are we still doing this? God.
Again, like you said, like I said before, they saw 97 Deadpool did big numbers, nothing but X-Men. Like, whoa, buddy, slow down. You maybe you should build up the hype of the X-Men again instead of just going full hog on everything.
Instead of making, I've dropped every X-Men book that's not titled Storm. I was reading them all when it started, but nothing matters anyway.
Found out
yes.
when you said to Ryan though a second ago, but he was like, but we got rid of Paul. And you're like, don't worry. I just thought of the line from Godzilla King of the Monsters where Raymond Burr goes, everyone was waiting, and the wait was so long. And you just hear bam, bam. Like, the next worst thing they can do to Peter, and it's like, all right, so we're gonna bring Godzilla, and Godzilla's gonna kill him. Wait, what? Like it's just.
I mean, the thing is, just because Paul's broken up with MJ doesn't mean Paul goes away.
Yeah,
exactly.
Mr. Dookie, exactly. Laura Wolverine is an okay comic, but it's about to get derailed. That's my other reason why I just drop in everything.
Guys,
it's like,
Paul's gonna become the new symbiote of Venom, and he's gonna be.
That's why he steals MJ symbiote because she's Venom.
He's gonna become Venom, and he's gonna be like.
He becomes a new toxin.
He's gonna become the new Carnage, and the symbiote's actually their babies from the alternate universe that he tried to save.
Yes.
No, Eddie's Carnage.
See, Marvel editorial. Take this. It's free material to piss off the fans. Take it. At least we.
In return, you have to get Robbie Reyes out of the void. This is an exchange.
Right,
this isn't a freebie.
He's staying in the void. Soundout, unfortunately. We can't bargain that. There's no
I'm bargaining whatever the hell I want.
We'll free him, I'm sure. Don't worry.
We got to do it. We got to do it, man.
Marvel Token will get him free.
Yes, the synergy. Everyone needs to buy Marvel Token so we can free. And also, we could probably free Kamala Khan from the X-Men problem. We can break her out of X-Men jail if the game does not reference the X-Men with her, right? If they're like,
because her old cost is not X-Men color; it's just purple.
Exactly. All right, let's talk about comic book collected editions. I went scouring through Penguin Random House's website, Penguin Random House's comic website, and the Edelweiss catalog for Europe to gather as much as I could, because there is a lot of comic collections coming out next year. We're going to kind of just do like a recap thing, not go dive deep on every single one of them. I did not pull out everything IDW, everything Image, everything Dark Horse. I just picked stuff that I thought would be relevant, and then I pulled all the DC, and then I pulled some of the Marvel. So, first things first, Sonic the Hedgehog IDW Collection Volume 6 has Surge on the cover, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's because Evan Stanley teased the artwork before on her Blue Sky, so it was great to so seeing it looks great. Because
also great to see that it includes the 2022 annual, the free Comic Book Day special, and the Scrapnik Island miniseries.
Oh, nice, Scrapnik's in this. That's nice. I was wondering where they're gonna put it, so that's nice to hear.
Yep, and so that's why it only has issues 51 to 56 of the main series, because it's got all that other stuff.
Yeah, I was like, what if it? That's very small. That explains it then.
I do wonder though, when is Amy going to get a cover?
That could be the next one, because 51 to 56. That's post.
I imagine an
battle,
arc where like Amy and like the restoration crew are in like the burning forest.
Yeah,
like, that volume's probably the one that'll get the Amy cover.
No. That arc that they recovered that. That was in volume 4. That was in volume. That was in volume 4.
Oh, that one already was there.
Yeah, because the next one should be the Misadventure arc, where they're all so that probably makes sense for Amy, because she did have multiple stories in that arc.
That would make sense, yeah.
That.
By the way, this series has already like just crossed the 80th issue.
We're almost at issue 100. Which is, for not hell, not even some Marvel DC books make that.
For any comic to get to 100
nowadays, especially.
Yeah. The Ninja Turtles Adventures Compendium 2, which is the next collection of the Archie Comics Ninja Turtles Adventure series. Glad to see this, because the first volume got canceled and resolicited so many times, and it finally came out this year. Now it's the next one. It does say Compendium, but it is a hardcover, because IDW just be different.
They usually do hardcovers first, then paperback.
Yeah,
like,
but Compendium is their term for hardcovers that look like omnibuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got issues 18 to 26, the Mighty Mutanimals miniseries, and a bunch of stuff from specials that had like extra short stories, plus the April O'Neil, the May East Saga 3-issue miniseries. So pretty 650 pages for $100, which is not bad. It's not bad. All right, and then this is interesting because again, it's omnibus, but it's paperback. $60 1,200-page paperback of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Volume 1 ongoing omnibus, which will have the first 50 issues. The first 50 issues of IDW's TMNT. It does not include the side material, because it does specifically say 50 issues each, and it just says it has the first 50. It doesn't include the miniseries, the maxi series, the other things. It's just the main series.
So pretty much, yeah, this is pretty much a budget. If you just
it's like a compendium, like the Invincible compendiums. Yeah.
Yeah, if you just want to read the main book, scenario like that, because I love those hardcovers, but they do get pricey.
I'm glad they're doing paperbacks, and I didn't put it in here, but they've got paperbacks listed up through volume 7 now, I think.
Oh, that's nice, because I love those hardcovers, and I'm still probably gonna collect the hardcovers, but they are pricey, and they do have a lot. They have about 12 issues.
It's like 12 issues. They're usually about. It depends, because some of the later ones are thicker, but they're about 15 to 16 issues, and it's usually 12 issues in the main book, and then one-shots, miniseries, because they include absolutely everything.
Yeah, and those are great, but like if you just want to read the main book, because some of those side series are not too important for me to understand. So this is a good way if you just want to read original IDW Turtles.
And this will be 3 volumes, because it ended at 150.
Oh, that like 3 volumes? That's pretty good.
And that's also because it's $60 for a paperback, like a thick paperback, versus the $60 for one of the hardcovers. That's cover price is pretty good.
I'm very tempted because I wanted to read most of the IDW Turtle stuff, but like I do want to. But this sounds like a really good deal. Like that's 50 issues for $60. Like that, you're pretty much getting
You can get 50 issues in paperback for $60, or you can get 6 issues of Jason Aaron's run in a deluxe hardcover for $60.
Yeah, because you're pretty much getting what I don't want to say not a bucket issue, but like a $1.50 maybe issue.
$1.50 $5, $10 an issue.
Something like that.
Yeah.
No, it's like a good. That's like a good deal.
It's a real good value. It's following the compendiums that DC's done. It's following the compendiums that Image has done. Those sell incredibly well at bookstores, apparently.
Well, yeah, because I think the problem with a lot of comic trades is the content to price.
Yes.
Because
which we'll talk about with Marvel and DC. Yeah. But let's move on. So I didn't include the Epic collections from Marvel because we've already talked about those when the Epics were announced. I did include the omnibuses. I only got stuff from like February to April, I think, because I just couldn't get to the May to July catalog. It wouldn't open for me. These websites are weird because they're retail websites. Anyways, we got first up, the X-Men Age of Krakoa Dawn of X Omnibus Volume 2, which is nice to see they're cranking these out because the first one hits in September, the next one comes out in March. So they're not going to do like one a year. It seems like they're going to do one every 6 months. Not bad. Because they said it's good. I think Marvel told Near Mint Condition it's going to be 10 or 11 omnibuses for all of Krakoa, which is a lot. But also, it's every single Krakoa book. So you can see the crazy list here. It's got New Mutants, it's got Marauders, it's got X-Men. Oh, this is a good thing. It has X-Men Fantastic Four, which wasn't included in the Krakoa anthology trades. It's got the Giant Size X-Men, it's got the Hellions, Wolverine, all this stuff. So they're pairing it. Now, all of this, I think, leads up to the X of Swords crossover, so we'll see with Volume 3 if that'll include X of Swords or if they're going to skip over and just reprint the X of Swords oversized hardcover. Because that was already kind of like a big, thick book as is. We'll see what happens. That's good. Avengers Omnibus Volume 6, which has George Perez, Sal Buscema, John Byrne artwork, Jerry Conway, and Jim Shooter on writing. That's Avengers 150 to 188, so not up to the infamous Avengers 200 yet. But, yeah, it's great to see that they're doing... oh, my screen froze. Dang it. It's nice to see that they're doing more of these classic omnibuses that have these higher numbers, because sometimes they tend to like stop and restart after like 2 volumes. They'll be like, and now it's this one. But it's like, yep, here you go. 6. All right. Avengers No Surrender / No Road Home Omnibus. This is Al Ewing and Mark Waid, which I forget exactly. This was 2017-ish. Avengers 675, 690, Quicksilver No Surrender, and Avengers No Road Home 1 to 10. This was like right before the Jason Aaron run started, basically. So that's cool. That's all in one book. Secret Wars Battle World Omnibus Volume 3. They've been doing all the Battle World tie-ins to 2015 Secret Wars in Omnibus. This is the 3rd. There's so many damn tie-ins to Secret Wars 2015. We're on a 3rd Omnibus, and I don't think they're done yet. I think there has to be a 4th one.
It's nice. The Secret Wars had, my God.
Yeah, it had a lot, and they kept going too. They kept adding more because every book ended, and they got replaced with these miniseries. And each miniseries is like 4 to 5 issues, so it's a lot. This is pretty cool. Black Panther: Panther's Prey, which is got Jack Kirby, Ed Hannigan art on it, which is Black Panther's 1977 series. Marvel 2-in-1, a bunch of other appearances. It's a big gap filler in the Black Panther omnibuses, which Black Panther's a character that's almost got all of his stuff collected in omnibus, which I think is really cool.
Great.
Black Widow and Captain America by Waid and Samney. It's Mark Waid, Chris Samney. They classic duo. This was the Black Widow and Captain America runs, which were in 2016, 2017. This one I'm actually going to pick up. It's the Daken Dark Wolverine omnibus.
I was say, is this the made for you?
This is probably the main. I'm going to get the Krakoa omnibus too, because I want to get. I've now, even though I bitched about it, I now come to really appreciate what Krakoa gave us. And so I want the Krakoa omnis. But I have all the trades for Daken's Dark Wolverine stuff, and it's a mess. And I have issues I'm missing because part of it was like a crossover with Frankencastle. By the way, did you guys know that the Punisher was Frankenstein for like 10 months?
No,
Of course I did.
I know Jerry did.
I didn't know that tied in.
Yes, he had a crossover with Daken at that time. It was Frankencastle and Daken. I've never been able to find the Frankencastle trade to finish my Daken collection. So this is going to include all of his solo stuff. So the Dark Wolverine comic, the Daken Dark Wolverine comic, the Dark Reign tie-ins, the Wolverine Origins issues he debuted in, the Frankencastle issues that he crossed over with, the X-23 issues he crossed over with, the Wolverine Road to Hell one-shot, a What If, and a Dark Wolverine Saga and Daken Saga. So it's like everything in that era which basically is everything before Krakoa that involved Daken in solo material. So I'm excited because I really like this stuff. Marjorie Liu is the winner here. Daniel Way, also good writer, but Marjorie Liu's writing on Daken was like what made me like the character. So that's a win for me. That being said, 1,328 pages, 150. We're keeping prices decently consistent with stuff. Like, that's not too bad. That's going to be a big, thick book. Excalibur Omnibus Volume 4. I think somebody said there's like one more they can do to wrap up the main Excalibur series. Or it's this one that finishes it. Oh, concluding the classic original run. If I read words, I wouldn't have to rely on my memory.
You just read a little bit further.
Just read a little bit further. Marvel Fanfare Omnibus. This is kind of cool because the Marvel Fanfare magazine had a lot of great stories, and they get inserted into other books where it's like, oh, this story featured the thing, so it's in this volume. But it's just kind of nice to get collections of anthology books like this. And there'd be a second one of them. Star Wars Hidden Empire Omnibus, which actually got upgraded. It now contains all these Star Wars comics that tie into Hidden Empire, and all the issues after that lead into before Dark Droids, because Dark Droids was an event like Hidden Empire where all the Star Wars comics were involved in Hidden Empire. So that's Bounty Hunters, that's Bounty Hunters, Darth Vader, Dr. Aphra, and Star Wars, plus the Hidden Empire miniseries. So it not only finishes the Crimson Dawn trilogy, but it also includes all the issues, so that way the next omnibus can be Dark Droids, and it'll pick up from there. And then hopefully Dark Droids contains the last stuff, and then we finish that era.
It's like Dark Droids is just the revolution of droids fighting back.
Yes, Dark Droids is great. It's like the a Sith artifact infects all the droids, and they're just like, we're taking back our autonomy, and they just go nuts.
I kind of
awesome.
like that.
I loved it. Dark Droids is great. Hidden Empire I didn't care for, but Dark Droids is great. Blade Runner Stars have been doing comic events for a while. It drags all the books down every single time.
Is Goldie the leader of the revolution?
I wish, but it's post Empire Strikes Back, so Goldie's been dead for a while.
Yeah, man,
it does involve Lobot, though. Like, during the Dark Droids thing, Lobot got infected, and Lando's like, I gotta save Lobot, and so he went into Jabba's palace to get Lobot back, and then he's like, oh, hey, Han's on the wall. I should come back here and get him later. He's like, I can't grab him right now, but now I know where Han is. Like, I thought that was the coolest tie-in, was that, like, Lando's like, I know how to get into that place. I know where Han is. We've solved our next problem. We just gotta solve this one first.
Please tell me the Gonka and Mouse droids are like the most evil.
Oh, they totally were, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it was great. I really like Dark Droids. I would be tempted to buy a Dark Droids omnibus, but I don't collect Star Wars comics in print. Star Wars High Republic Phase 3 Tales of the Jedi, which is the last High Republic comics. The nice part is they threw in the Acolyte Kelnako one-shot into this, which I think was smart because there was no other place to go. Hey, Commodore 64. X-Men Road to Onslaught Omnibus Volume 2. Yes, the Road to Onslaught had to be 2 volumes.
That sounds like a threat.
It was a threat. Onslaught's my cutoff point with classic X-Men, so there's that. Century Omnibus came a little late, but here it is.
You're not late for the movie synergy.
Yeah. This has Century, the Century Fantastic Four, one-shots, all
Bob.
that, New Adventures, all the
Good
stuff
Bob.
all the stuff up to even the 2024 Century miniseries. So all the Bob that you could want.
Good, because after Thunderbolts, Century became a character I'm a lot more interested in now than ever, honestly. That movie really sold me on the character.
I do wish his Dark Avengers issues were in this, because I thought he did some really great character stuff in that. But anyways, it's still cool. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Omnibus for Mark Waid and Mark Guggenheim stuff. This is a weird omnibus.
Is this 616 or MCU tie-in material?
616 with the characters from the MCU put into the 616.
Oh, is this when Coulson got inserted to the comics?
Coulson and May and Fitz and Simmons, yeah, they all got tossed in. This is a weird omnibus because it's just a bunch of material. Just a bunch of stuff. But hey, it puts it all there. Amazing Spider-Man by Zeb Wells Omnibus Volume 1.
Very bold to make this omnibus this fast, honestly.
I think the fact they made it doesn't matter the reception, because guess what? Spider-Man fans, y'all nuts. You'll be like, I hate the Zeb Wells run, buy the omnibus. They'll buy it. It's going to sell. No problem. It's the first 26 issues and related material. Star Wars Legends, The Empire Omnibus Volume 4, so the stuff that actually Wheels remembers over the canon stuff. This is the end of the Empire era leading into the New Hope era. Whatever that means. I don't want to follow the old stuff. Ultimate Fantastic Four. Omnibus Volume 2. This brings us up to issue 60. This is the second one. So Ultimate Fantastic Four didn't run too long, so it's just 2 volumes, but this contains all the way up to the end of Ultimate Fantastic Four. It also includes all the Ultimatum tie-ins they were involved with. So
It's nice to see a Ultimate Fantastic Four that is a Greg Land cover.
yeah, there's a lot of great non-Greg Land covers, and they never use them. But yeah, the Pascal Ferry cover, great stuff. Uncanny X-Men by Kieran Gillen. I've actually never read this era because it's like Marvel Now era X-Men where they're under Fox embargo stuff. But Kieran Gillen's great. Kieran Gillen did a lot of great X-Men stuff during Krakoa, so I'm like, maybe I should read this run. What If Into the Multiverse Omnibus Volume 3 with a nice Kane's Scarlet Spider cover. I mean, Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider cover. And then we get into the paperbacks. These are the non-Epic Collection paperbacks.
One of these days, you're just gonna call Ben Scarlet Spider Peter Parker one of these days.
I will. It's inevitable. We had talked about some of these, but I like they had covers now, so I thought we'd talk about it again. All New Hawkeye, which is the entire 12-issue run of Jeff Lemire's All New Hawkeye with Ramon Perez. It restarted numbering because of Secret Wars, but I love this run.
Price is actually good because 12 issues, $25. That's definitely that's good.
Yeah, $25 for 248 pages is nice to see. Then we have the Daredevil Charles Soule paperbacks. These are the thick trades, 368 pages, 368 to 400 pages each, $35, which is not bad.
I know. Is this a Daredevil specific thing with these big giant red banners?
It is now. They only really did it with the Frank Miller stuff.
I was like, I see this. I'm getting like Civil War flashbacks of how their covers.
That's kind of a thing they kind of done. Anyways, Volume 1 will be called Back in Black. Volume 2 will be called The Dark Art, which they put Muse on the cover because he was in the Daredevil show. And then Volume 3 is called Death of Daredevil, which Charles Soule run, great stuff. I had the omnibus for it, which people have been asking for a reprint. I think they're just getting these out first.
We talked about these before, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we talked about them before. They didn't have the covers and the titles and stuff.
Yeah, because obviously the prices, because for the price, that's what 10. That's pretty good content. I'm looking at some of these.
35. So that's 70. How much? What's the total price on that? 105.
Well, I'm looking at what they come with. Like, see, like the first one, 1 to 9, like 10.
The first one's 368 pages. The second one's 424, and the last one's 440. So that's a really good price value.
Bad.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm probably gonna get these then.
They all awkwardly come out the same day, which is weird, but you know what? It's cool. And also, it will run you cheaper than an omnibus, which is the important part. Because sometimes, like when I'm looking at the modern Epic prices, I'm like, if I bought those at cover price, I could get the omnibus cheaper. And that's tisk Marvel.
That's the name of me omnis. I don't mind omnis at all, but like if I could get the same contents in a cheaper way, I'll always take the cheaper way option.
Jessica Jones Blind Spot, which is the digital Jessica Jones comic. This is 272 pages for $30. That's not too bad. Kelly Thompson, though, writing Jessica Jones.
I didn't know Kelly Thompson wrote Jessica Jones.
Yeah, it was a digital-only comic back when they were trying digital initiatives before Marvel Unlimited was doing it. So, yeah, that's actually a pretty cool collection. Star Wars Mandalorian Season 1 and 2. I think we talked about that before. That one's 544 pages at $50, which is a little high, but like not horrible. Punisher King of Killers, which is the Jason Aaron run, 400 pages for $40. That's like a perfect value right there.
How you read this cast as Mr. Punisher Man?
I'm happy. $40 ain't bad either. Like,
yeah,
was it good? Was it good? The Jason Aaron run?
Well, when did this come out? What year was this?
2022.
2022.
Anyways,
I think I even read that one then.
Well, good thing the price value's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely. I hope it's good. Also, Marvel Rivals is joining the Marvel RPG game.
Okay, I saw like is this a comic or is this like
it's an RPG book. Okay. And the next there was only one premiere collection.
With everyone's favorite menace on the cover.
Yes. There was only one premiere collection in this round that I could find, which was The Visions, which is the Tom King series. All 12 issues of Visions.
I'm kind of glad because I saw the
also Synergy because the Vision show next year. Yeah.
Because I saw the Dick trade of this when I was at the bookstore this weekend, and I was tempted to pick it up. I didn't. I'm kind of glad I didn't because like if I get it for cheaper.
Yeah.
I heard really good, like good things. It's like one of the
I
few
read
times
it, and I read Mr. Miracle, and I was like, these two are the same comic.
which
I
one's
like
which one you think is better? Because I heard Visions is really good. Apparently,
Vision. I think is better because Mr. Miracle does feel like a repeat, but I like Mr. Miracle more. So, but I also like it as an alternate universe type Mr. Miracle story, not the main universe.
So
thing.
so Visions is more of a better book because
Yeah, it actually fits the universe better. All right, and then we got current books. This is just going to be a quick rundown of things coming up.
Damn, already got Age of Revelation.
Yes, so this is good to know. Age of Revelation, the big event, it's going to be collected into 3 thick trades at 35 apiece. One's called Book Overture, one's called Book of Revelation, one's called World Revelation. Nice and simple.
Honestly, that's not bad. I kind of wish they did more of these for other books. Honestly,
They did it with the Battle of Jakku. Like they threw all 12 issues of that into one trade. So
I think honestly, I kind of wish more Marvel and DC do more of these 12-issue deluxe trades more because I feel like
Marvel's got a few of them in here that we'll talk about. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
like
that's.
it.
I think because I think that might be a little more better value than a single trade.
Yeah.
I think doing these pretty much 2 trades in one.
I'd rather pay $35 for 400 pages than pay $40 for 2 trades because trades are like 20 now. Yeah. I will say they did not list the content, so we don't know how long each of the individual Age of Revelation things are going to last.
Seeing how we already got these, I don't think any of them are going to be longer than maybe
3.
5.
I think they're going to be 3 issues each. That's
my
guess. Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Because that's is that going to be an event this year, right?
Yeah. Starts up in October.
So I imagine October, November, December. The 3 months.
So that way these trades can come out April 7th.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
All right, Daredevil: Cold Day in Hell, which is Charles Soule, Steve McNiven. It's kind of like it's like Old Man Daredevil. First issue was really damn good, so I'm really tempted to get this. Interesting to note though that it's a standalone miniseries and it is being released as a hardcover first, like a standard size hardcover, for $22, which is interesting. So. Yeah, Mr. Dookie, 3 months of nonsense. We'll get back to decent writing. That was like me during Night Terrors during DC.
Unless you want some of the really good books from Night Terrors.
Yeah. Star Wars Darth Maul Black, White, and Red. If you don't want the giant Treasury edition that I showed off in a comic haul, there's a normal trade coming out. See, that's like that. 136 pages for $20. That's where I'm like, this is why I don't buy normal trades that much anymore. Because like that's not a good price value, you know. Deadpool, Wolverine, and Time of Strife. This is a $30 for only 232 pages. X-Men Tax Ahoy. This contains the 10-issue Deadpool and Wolverine because this is the thing I kind of want them to do. If they're going to keep canceling books at 10 issues, don't put out a trade with 5. Just wait and do a $30 trade with all 10 issues. And they're doing this for Deadpool and Wolverine. They're doing it for Werewolf by Night. They're doing it for a few series they canceled. They canceled the first trade, and then they just resolicited as a thick trade.
I kind of wish they did that with Salong's Captain Marvel.
Yeah. It would have made more. It makes more sense to do it that way. Death of Silver Surfer is also going straight to hardcover, like the Daredevil, and I'm like, is this actually an alternate universe story? Because they've never told us. They have never told us if this is in a 616 story or not, which is frustrating because there's already been 2 issues. Anyways, it's getting a hardcover. We got all the One World Under Doom tie-ins, so Doom Academy, Doom's Division, that kind of stuff. Eddie Brock Carnage Volume 2 is coming up. Emma Frost, The White Queen's flashback miniseries. Fantastic Four Volume 1 by Ryan North hits in March of next year. That's going to be issues 1 through 5 plus the free comic book day story, which is nice to see. Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe. That's pretty straightforward. That's the 5-issue miniseries. Han Solo Hunt for the Falcon miniseries collection. Imperial, once again, nice to see this. Imperial is going to be a $35, 312-page trade that contains all 4 issues of Imperial, the Nova, Planet She-Hulk, Imperial Guardians, Exiles, and Panther Rex one-shots.
Oh, so it's like this reminds me of that all-in trade DC did, where it has the Absolute Power, the all-in special, then like the number ones, the following issues of like Wonder Woman.
Because all those are one-shots, and then they're going to get ongoing spun off of that will start from number 1. So yeah. It's.
I saw that price. Like, wait, what?
It kind of reminds me of the way they did Annihilation's trade collections, where they're just like throwing it all in, and they're like, "Here you go." Am I trying to get you to buy Imperial? Yeah, it's a good comic. I have personal problems with it. That doesn't mean it's not good. I think it's good.
Outside of the Star-Lord and Nova stuff, is it a good book besides those 2?
in terms of writing and art, it's a very good book. In terms of character choices, I question almost all of them. I think it's good, but it's like, should Wakanda be a space empire? Should the
They want
Hulks
the
be...
rival synergy.
Yeah,
rival
should
synergy.
the Hulks be in charge of that? Should the Guardians... What is going on? I feel like it's going to be one of the... Because Hickman does this sometimes, where I'm like, what are you cooking? And then he finishes the meal, and he gives you the full meal, and you eat it, and you're like, oh, I get it now. So I'm still waiting. We're only halfway through. All right. Star Wars Jedi Knights Volume 2. Star Wars Legacy of Kylo Ren. Magic Volume 2. Vista Khonshu Volume 3. Thor Volume 1, because Thor's mortal now. New Avengers Volume 1, because it turns out that Thunderbolts comic is actually New Avengers.
I do like the it took the I am from immortal and is the mortal Thor.
The mortal Thor. Yeah. New Champions, they did the same thing. They didn't do the same thing. Why? See, I'm confused. It says it's only 5 issues. Why is it 184 pages and $25 if it's only 5 issues? The series ends at 10. I feel like that's going to get canceled and resolicited as a 10 issue.
I say, hold because 24 for 5 issues.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That book didn't sell at $3.99 an issue. One World Under Doom. You know, that's a 9-issue series for $30. Predator Kills the Marvel Universe, self-explanatory. Red Hulk Volume 2. Runaways, Think of the Children. What was about the cover for Red Hulk?
Cover Red Hulk is interesting. I'll say that.
Yes. Uncle Scrooge, Earth's Mightiest Duck. Spider-Girl, Breathe Through the Fire. That's a 7-issue series for $20. So why is Champions 5 for $25?
Yeah, that one has. I feel that's gonna change.
Yeah, it's gonna change. Just because they're in the catalog doesn't mean they're finalized. All new Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider Volume 1, Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2 for who's writing it now? Joe Kelly.
Joe Kelly.
Superior Avengers, Thunderbolts Doomstrike, which I legally have to buy because there's a Ghost Rider in it. Ultimate Black Panther Volume 4, Ultimate Incursion, Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 4, Ultimate Wolverine Volume 2, Ultimates Volume 3, Star Wars Visions, which is the Takashi Okazaki and Peach Momoko one-shots. It's getting a Treasury Edition that comes out this week, and then the regular trade will be next year.
Where's Ultimate X-Men?
Ultimate X-Men's in the next round. It just didn't make it in this one. Wolverines and Deadpools is another interesting one because it doesn't just contain the 3-issue Wolverines and Deadpools. It also contains the Weapon Extraction one-shot for Deadpool and Wolverine and the Slash 'em Up one-shot, which were both compilations of Infinity Comic stuff. That's Marvel. Let's get to DC. Let's get to DC.
You guys like the word Omni?
I like the word Omni. So we're going to start with the February to April stuff that was in the Penguin Random House catalog, and then we'll go to the May to July stuff that's in the Edelweiss catalog.
I know that's what the site's called, but I keep thinking you're talking about the Penguin.
I know. It's fun for distributors. I broke this down by format, so if anyone's wondering, there's the format breakdown. Also, if anybody wants to just look through this document, I shared it on our Discord. I don't mind just
maybe pin it. Maybe you should maybe pinned it.
I should pin it. I'll just repost it and pin it later. Anyways, it's in the chat now if you guys want to just flip through this at your own pace. I'm gonna go through these a little quick. Batman by Darwin Cook Absolute Edition, which is great. Batman R.I.P. Absolute Edition. I don't remember if this is a reprint or if it's new, but just because they do so much Grant Morrison Batman reprinting. Absolute Day Tripper. I've never heard of this. I just thought I'd throw it in there.
I say.
Vertigo title. Compact Comics. I'm going to rate these as a thumbs up or thumbs down if I think this is good for Compact.
You know what a video you should do? I think you really should do a video of the best comics that turn into compacts because I noticed the comics that get picked at the compacts are usually around 12-issue series,
and
maybe sometimes standalone. So maybe you should do something like that.
I'll think about it. It's a good idea. I also kind of want to do one for Marvel because I feel like they have a harder time doing them than DC. DC has a lot more standalone stories than Marvel does. But anyways, good idea though. Dark Knight Returns, great choice. Flash Rebirth, not a great choice.
Really?
Yeah, it's too continuity heavy. It's Jeff Johns doing continuity stuff. I don't think it works on its own.
Because I saw that, I'm like, oh.
Mr. Doogie said Dark Knight Returns good at compacting at the world's smallest text. That was my issue. My eyes are too bad for the Daredevil Born Again premiere. Like I was having trouble with the words. But thing is, it's good. It's still good. You can still read it. Yeah, younger eyes.
When I saw Flash filing, Flash Rebirth, like what is this? What does this have?
This
Yeah,
is
'cause
the one where Jeff Johns brought Barry Allen back. It is way too continuity heavy, I think, to be a standalone thing.
Yeah.
It's not like Green Lantern Rebirth you could throw into compact easily. Flash Rebirth, not so much. Gotham by Gaslight, good pick for title, bad pick for page count. It's only 120 pages.
I saw is the Joker
And this-
compact the same price?
Oh, yeah, Joker Compact's same price, and that's also a graphic novel put into compact.
It's so thin compared to the rest of the compacts. When I saw this,
admittedly, they put what they could in here. They put Gotham by Gaslight and Master of the Future. They could have included maybe they have two new new Gotham by Gaslight stuff that McNolan is not involved with, so I don't care. But they could have maybe waited and put something else in there. It feels a little light. Nightwing Leaping into the Light, the Tom Taylor, Bruno Rodaldo stuff. Good pick. Great pick.
This is like, from what I said, this is trade. It's pretty much taking the first and half the second trade into a compact, because that's all the stuff in the first
it says
trade.
actually it's the first two trades, 78 to 83 and 84 to 88. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's great.
You're getting that is a good price. Yeah.
Yep. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, great choice because her movie's going to be based on this. So
and also like I was thinking oh maybe I should pick up the trade, but I saw this like okay I'll wait then.
I need to read it. I have it on my DC Universe like favorites list. I need to read it to decide if I like it. If I want to buy a physical copy because me and Tom King, right? That's a.
I never my only I read Superman Blue Weekend, fantastic book. I fully recommend that book. But the only segment I did not like is Tom King, and maybe just in mind this is Supergirl, so maybe just Superman is the problem with me with Tom King. Maybe Supergirl's probably better.
I mean, I have a problem with his Batman. I have a problem with his Mr. Miracle. I have a problem with Wonder Woman. Anyways, White Knight, great choice for a compact. This is your I want something different from my Batman story. This is a great choice to get people into like Elseworld stuff. I love White Knight. So good choice. Sean Gordon Murphy's stuff is good.
I've been meaning to check out the White Knight universe. So this is a perfect. I think this is gonna be a perfect book for me to get.
And I could see them continuing and doing the other series in compact because they work all standalone for the most part. But this one, this is great.
So is that all the compacts?
That's all the compacts for February to April. We'll get to the others in a bit.
Okay.
Compendium. Oh, this is like one of my favorite announcements. Animal Man by Tom Veidt and Steve Dillon Compendium. So for Grant Morrison's Animal Man is really great. Iconic series in a lot of reasons. But it always ends up being the only thing collected from that original run. And so we've never gotten any like modern update trades for Animal Man beyond the Grant Morrison 26 issues. This is 27 to 50 plus the Suicide Squad and War of the Gods crossover issues, and so it's good. It's the next section of Animal Man. There's still more to go because this series actually ran a long time at Vertigo. I'm just so happy to see another Animal Man volume that's not just the Morrison run. So that's great stuff. It is a little bit lighter of a $60 compendium at only 640 pages. But that's just how compendiums run. Compendiums are always 60, finest are always 40, and you wane up and down on value at times. But that's a great announcement. That's like probably one of my favorite things in this catalog. Batman Beyond Unlimited Compendium. See, this one's also the same price, 1,208 pages. Not the same quality, though. You guys remember the Earth 12 comics that everybody in the DCU fandom hates?
So this is
where they started.
So, what I didn't remember, right? This is New 52 era Beyond Comics, right?
Right before the New 52. The first comic I ever pulled, and the reason I got a pull box was this comic. Because it was the first Batman Beyond comic to ever be made that wasn't a tie-in to the cartoon.
Okay, so this is before the Earth 12. Like, this is before the Earth 12.
This is what started the Earth 12.
Okay.
Now, so the contents are interesting. First of all, it comes with Return of the Joker. Did it? Now I gotta check because I forgot now. I was gonna check this earlier and I spaced it.
I'm assuming that's the comic adaptation of the movie.
I thought that was in the Batman Beyond compendium for the animated stuff, and now I need to check because I have a weird feeling. That's right. That was missing. The Return of the Joker adaptation was missing from the Batman Beyond animated compendium. For whatever reason, this only had the 6-issue miniseries, the 24-issue ongoing, and the Superman Adventures issue. For some reason, it left out the Batman Beyond adaptation, the Return of the Joker adaptation, which I have a physical copy. I was trying to remember, like, because yeah, I've been doing this too long, so I couldn't remember. Was it actually in here? It's not. It's not in the previous one, so I'm glad they included that. Even though it makes no sense to include with the rest of the contents, I'm just glad they like we're talking about orphaned issues at the top of the show. Glad it doesn't. It has that. It's got the Superman Batman Annual number 4, which is the first time Batman Beyond appeared in mainline DC continuity.
Is that the one with Mixie and Batmite having the war?
I think so. I think it's that one, yeah. Which is great. It has Batman Beyond 1 to 6, which was the Hush Beyond storyline. I liked it. I also have nostalgia for it, so don't take my word as law on that one. Then they ended it because all the books are ending in the new 52. They relaunched it, same continuity, Batman Beyond 1 to 8. It also contains Justice League Beyond 21, 25, and Superman Beyond 0. So it's not going to contain any of the Justice League Beyond series. I feel like that would be a separate collection. But it does contain the Batman important stories there, plus Batman Beyond Unlimited 1 to 18. Now, the Justice League Beyond and the Batman Beyond Unlimited, that's the stuff that people don't like from the Earth 12 stuff. But I will say that, I like it as an alternate, like this is set, in its own world from the DCAU, just not as part of the DCAU. And outside of the Barbara Gordon pregnancy, she gets beat up in the street and loses the baby thing. Outside of that, and also like what they did to Shire and John, outside of those 3 things, I actually did like a lot of what they did, because one of the things that I liked when the series started is they actually brought Dick Grayson in as a character. Like, seeing a future set Dick Grayson in a Batman Beyond setting was really nice to see, because we never got that in the show because they got tired of writing Dick Grayson after being forced to by the Fox executives in Batman the Animated Series.
And then the cat, and then Return to Joker didn't do well, so they canceled their second movie idea.
Exactly. So I think in terms of Batman Beyond runs, this is like, the stuff in here is the weakest. Like, I think the best stuff is the Rebirth run by Jurgens. That's like the best Batman Beyond comic. The second best is the animated tie-in, and then this would be 4th. The third would probably be the New 52, where Terry McGinnis was Batman. Tim Drake was Batman.
I forget where the Neo era stuff. Is that connected to these existing Beyond?
No, it's just its own thing at that point.
Yeah,
I forgot about those until you just mentioned them. I'd probably rank...
those are new. Those are new, pretty much Batman Beyond. I do like those Neo.
One would be see you later, Mr. Nuki. One would be Jurgens. 2 would be one would be Jurgens. 2 would be the animated tie-in. 3 would be Neo. 4 would be Tim Drake. 5 would be this. There you go. That's the ranking. Now, the good part about these compendiums, I can totally easily see it be that the next Batman Beyond compendium could be the Tim Drake and Rebirth Jan Jurgens stuff, because it's not too much it could fit in one compendium, I think. Or it'll be like a Tim Drake one and then like a Jurgens one. I don't know. It's nice to see more Batman Beyond collections. That's the important part here. I will be picking this up. Also, so I can sell my singles, because I've been sitting on those for like 15 years. I've had the singles for a long time. I feel like I can part with them if I have a nice compendium to keep them. All right. This is also interesting. So the Green Lantern, they had announced Green Lantern Compendium 1, and they actually changed the title of it when it hit the catalog recently. They updated it. It's no longer called Green Lantern Compendium 1. It's just called Green Lantern Rebirth Compendium. And that is like a 1,600-page book that is like Green Lantern, Rebirth, Green Lantern Corps, Ion, all the Green Lantern stuff before the Sinestro Corps War. So then this next compendium, which is officially called the Green Lantern Sinestro Corps Compendium, even though the cover does say Compendium 2, and I wonder if they'll have like the number on the back like they do with their current trades. This is going to be all of the Sinestro Corps stuff, 1,400 pages worth. There's no contents listing, but I'm kind of digging that that they're doing these collections, because we've gotten a lot of, we talk about creator-specific stuff. Green Lantern by Jeff Johns omnibuses only had the stuff Jeff Johns did. The paperbacks only had the stuff Jeff Johns did. The Green Lantern Corps is only the Tomasi and Gleason stuff. What about all those things in the middle? And so these compendiums are going to be like these massively huge paperbacks to get everything. Kind of like the Milestone compendiums, catch everything. And I'm all here for it.
I can't actually, go looking for this, because I never read Sinestro Corps, but I always heard about it, so I've been meaning to read so long, so I'm looking forward to check this out then.
I'm looking forward to revisiting all this stuff and catching stuff I never read before. So like the first one, and also like the Krakoa ones, they're coming out pretty quick. The first one I think comes out September or October. Next one comes out in February. So they're not putting a huge gap between them.
I'm still waiting for Lanterns to get some kind of compendium or Omni.
I have a weird feeling they're going to keep going, right? Like they're going to do all the Green Lantern stuff in this format. I just have a weird feeling they're planning that.
I just like that's like the one book that has never been like reprinted in
Yeah.
such a long time of the especially the rebirth. Like most, I feel like most of the rebirth stuff has been like reprinted.
Yeah, most
recently.
of it, except for Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, and Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern
Lantern.
Corps might be in a Vendetti omnibus later, but yeah, like Green Lanterns is another one. Green Arrow also doesn't have any rebirth recollections. I had a thought. Oh yeah, I'm still waiting on a second Lobo compendium. It's been like that came out last year. Where's my second Lobo compendium? Anyways, they're doing Teen Titans by Jeff Johns compendium 1, which is actually it's creator focused, but it's like the first volume of the Jeff Johns stuff. 1,100 pages, has all the things you see on the screen. And Tom Strong compendium 2 for the fans of Tom Strong. Yeah, all right. DC Finest. This is the stuff that I think a lot of people love. I love these. I love DC Finest. They're better than
like
Epic
DC
Collections.
the Finest and compacts are like the biggest highlights of DC collecting right now.
So let's go through it real quick. DC Finest, Batman: A Death in the Family. This will be the volume that follows Killing Joke. This, of course, has the death of Jason Todd. And actually, I don't get why so many people wanted him dead. And I don't know if it just hasn't happened yet, but I've been reading through the Killing Joke volume, and I'm like, he's a little abrasive, but I like Jason. Why did people want him dead so much? So I'm kind of curious to see how that progresses. Anyways,
I feel like most of the Batmans have been going in order because I feel like the other Finest
they've been bouncing because it's weird. They're going in order, but the next Batman one bounces back to be the last volume pre-Crisis. Then we're jumping to Death in the Family. So, but it's still kind of in order, like you said.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for because I love Superman, but like most of Superman World's Finest have been mostly gold, like Silver and Golden Age.
Yeah,
stuff.
they've done 2 Golden Age. They got 1 late Golden Age, and they got 1 70s one. That's not like the best
I'm waiting.
stuff.
I'm waiting for those like that post-crisis stuff. I'm waiting. I wanted to do the Triangle Year so bad.
We'll talk about that. All right. So anyway, let's get to it.
I mean, Deadman. I was for this one, Deadman.
Yes, real quick. The Batman volume does contain Batman the Cult, so people that were worried about stuff that's considered out of continuity not being included, it's going to be included. Hell yeah, love that. All right, this Deadman, everybody should buy this. And I mean everybody, because like this essentially is the first half of the Deadman omnibus, but like in paperback. Like, please buy this; it's so good. He's scattered across a bunch of different titles, but you have Neil Adams doing Deadman. Great stuff. This, Spectre, can't recommend those enough. It's like the best like DC horror stuff came in a time when they were restricted by the Comics Code. That restriction really tied their creative potential together, and it's so good. Highly recommend it. All right, this one I'm so excited about. So we got The Demon, Birth of the Demon, which will contain all 16 issues of the Jack Kirby Demon run from 1972, plus additional team-ups in Brave and the Bold, Detective Comics, Wonder Woman, and more. They didn't give us full contents, but we've only gotten the Jack Kirby stuff printed in the Demon by Jack Kirby volume. We've not gotten anything else, and I've been itching for more Etrigan, and here we are getting more Etrigan.
I love Etrigan, but I have not read any books with him in it because they just haven't. Just aren't any right now. I have a
This.
So I can't wait. I can't wait to get this because I love the character when I see him. I just need one to, but I really just
you gotta get the Jack Kirby stuff is like where everything we love about Etrigan comes from that template, and then you get extra stuff. Like look, there's Len Wein and Mike Royer listed. Like I'm so excited. DC Finest is dipping into the stuff I really love from that era of DC.
It's the next thing about these finds. I feel like we're getting a good variety. Sometimes I feel like Epic, Marvel Epics.
Yeah.
We're getting like ultimate. Here's your Spider-Man, here's your Hulk, here's your Iron Man. We don't get that like.
We're up to like 69 DC Finest volumes already, in like a year and a half. We're doing great. This is like the best format, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up, DC Finest, The Flash, Fastest Man Dead.
We did it! We killed the Flash! Wrong! I got to find my real killer or stay dead!
I love stuff like this. It does gap a little bit. It does jump from the previous Flash volume, but it is giving us more Flash, which is good to see because we were kind of wondering why hasn't there been a second Flash volume. So here we are. Good stuff. Oh, yes. I'm so excited. They're doing Green Arrow in order. I'm so happy they're doing Green Arrow in order.
First was
Longbow Hunters. Fan-freaking-tastic if you're over the age of 18 because, my God, there was a lot of violence.
I see they picked that one up. That's on the list of ones finest I want to pick up.
That was great. That ended at issue 8 of the solo series. This takes us 9 through 20. This also includes the crossovers with The Question. And my favorite freaking part about this, and I hope this is a trend going forward, it has the Black Canary stories from Action Comics included. because we're not going to
Oh,
get a
that's
Black
nice.
Canary finest. So put the Black Canary stories in with the Green Arrow finest. Hell yes, this is the stuff I live for with comic mapping.
There's some
So
characters that
happy.
sadly probably can't get their own books because there's not enough. So
Yeah.
so put them in with their like a character like Diana with Ollie. That makes the total sense.
Perfect sense. I love it. Star of the
Like-
Conqueror for Justice League of America. It's our first. It will be the first volume chronologically for Justice League, which is great.
All right, Gerbils, what are you doing?
We're talking about DC Finest. Last Days of Superman. This is a 1951 to 1950. This is a 1950 to 1951 volume. So like really late Golden Age, early Silver Age.
Perfect cover.
Yeah.
Perfect cover.
Perfect
They
cover.
chose.
I'm probably gonna pick this one up for my mom because it's in that era she likes. So.
Oh, I hope we get some more clickbait. One of those hilarious clickbait
Which
covers.
years again?
Yes, 50 to 51.
Okay, so my dad's era.
Yep.
My dad's era.
I hope we get some of those hilarious clickbait covers. Like, Superman, please give me water. No, Jimmy.
Yes.
I'm like...
All right. This is an interesting poll. It's Joker Last Haha. This is a collection of Bronze Age Joker stuff. It's other appearances in Batman and Detective Comics and Justice League, but it does contain the 10-issue Joker miniseries that existed in the 70s. And I wonder if, we'll obviously see the Batman and Detective Comics issues in a Batman Finest. I wonder if the Joker miniseries is going to be exclusive to this volume. Because they did that with the omnibuses. There's a Joker Bronze Age omnibus, which they're reprinting at the exact same time. So I think that's what, if you want that Joker miniseries, this is the way to get it, basically. That makes sense. All right. Westerns. I love this. So, DC Finest Western is going to be the first 11 issues of All-Star Western. If you're like, only 11 issues, it's 600 pages. Those were thick-ass anthologies. And you just get all of it.
Hold on with Westerns. Just give me a second. I want to double check how the old man, if he ever read those. So just give me 1 second.
Okay, I'm going to move to the next book and I'll come back for you, okay? Next up, Wonder Woman Enter the Cheetah. This is the second Wonder Woman volume after the first Golden Age one, which is coming up. So they're actually doing the Wonder Woman Golden Age sequentially, which is kind of nice. 1943 to 1944. All right, deluxe editions. So a lot of these are just miniseries that just come in a deluxe edition. Batman Gargoyle of Gotham, Batman Universe, which was the Bendis written Batman comic that was at the Walmart originally that then later got printed in a normal edition.
Wait, what? Walmart?
There was Walmart exclusive comics like a few years ago.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember those.
They were like 100-page giants, and they each had a news story, and like Bendis wrote Batman, Tom King wrote Superman. Yeah. Omega Man by Tom King, Deluxe Edition. Batman Sword of Azrael Deluxe Edition is interesting. Yes, Westerns.
Found out, funny story. No, so the answer was, he didn't really buy the Westerns from DC titles. He bought the Dell titles.
Oh, that makes sense.
The ones that were the TV shows.
Yeah. Interesting, Sword of Azrael is only a $35 deluxe edition. Usually those are $50 and they pack them. It's 176 pages. It's just the Sword of Azrael miniseries and the one-shot. So it's like 5 issues. We had gotten an Azrael thick trade years ago and they never did a second one. So I'm kind of hoping maybe we can get like more Azrael because he's had a lot of ongoing stuff. He could actually support a Finest line. All right, other paperbacks. We've got Batman and Robin by Tomasi and Gleason Book 3, which rounds out the contents of the omnibus. Great to see that. Booster Gold Complete 2007 Series Book 3, which the contents are interesting. It contains the last 15 issues of Booster Gold, 32 to 47. It also contains the Time Masters Vanishing Point 6-issue miniseries, which is kind of tied into Flashpoint stuff. So Booster Gold's involved in that. So they actually really covered a whole chunk there, which is nice to see. It's nice to see a run get completed in thick trades.
I was saying, just read books, like not even like already priced, so you get it on a discount.
Yeah.
Especially.
It's a real good collection. All right. FBBP, Federal Bureau of Physics, Volume 1. This is a Vertigo title. Justice League, New 52, Book 3. JLA, Book 3. Happy to see they're doing these still consistently every April. This is, 560 pages. It's more JLA. I talked about it in my my comic haul. If you want more details. It's anything JLA related got thrown into a book. They're doing a thin trade of Lobo. It's Lobo back-to-back. It contains the first 2 Lobo miniseries from Lobo and Lobo's Back. This is Keith Giffen. I saw the image and I was like, Lobo Compendium 2. No, it's just the first 2 miniseries. They're great. I still want my second Lobo Compendium. They called it Big Fraggin' Compendium 1. It's got to be a big fragging compendium too. But nice to see format options. Supergirl Being Super is getting reprinted. You know, movie. Supergirl Bizarro Girl getting reprinted. Movie tie-in. Swamp Thing by Rick Veitch, Book 3, which is continuing the stuff post Alan Moore that Rick Veitch did. That's the third one of those. Wonder Woman Spirit of Truth is getting reprinted. That is a big-ass hardcover. I have a copy of it. I'm not going to go pull it off the shelf, but big hardcover, Paul Dini and Alex Ross.
It's like, ooh, I want to check that out.
Yeah, it's really great. Omnibus. Okay, I'm not going to go through the contents of all these, because we still haven't gotten to the 801 site.
There's a video on Mere Notification with Earth 2 Omar.
Yes.
Covering all these.
Yeah, and there's also I think they're doing a live stream like literally right now, going over all the catalog stuff in detail. Let's just touch point and move forward. Elseworlds Batman Omnibus Volume 1. Glad to see the Elseworlds stuff is getting like its own separate omnis, like they did the paperbacks. $175 though for 1,300 pages. That's
I know. I usually think it looks like they're getting the Elseworlds out their own border, because I know the other Elseworld has the same border on them also.
That reminds me of the border that's on the paperbacks that they did. So I think that's kind of interesting. AR says, I think I have the collected version of those Dini Ross books in the paperback of the Shazam one. Yeah, they did do a paperback collection of all the Dini Ross stuff. And then they've been reprinting them back at their original Treasury size, which I kind of want to get the other ones in the big size, because it's just how it was originally presented. Batman Golden Age Omnibus Volume 3 is getting reprinted. Batman by James Tynion Omnibus Volume 2. That came out quick, because I think the first volume just came out, so we're already getting the second one. That's going to be his Batman run. That was the post-Tom King stuff, which is nice. Batman by Chip Zdarsky Omnibus Volume 1. Nice to see that he's getting it. What's weird is they didn't include Batman the Knight, which was his first thing he did. Batman the Knight was a flashback to when Bruce Wayne was traveling the world, and a lot of those characters show up in his run. So I thought it was weird they didn't include it. I did see a comment on Reddit where someone said maybe they're saving it for Volume 2 because that's when those characters appear. And I thought that probably is what it is. That would make the sense to me. But yeah, so nice to see Zdarsky's run getting omnibused already.
Very fast.
Very fast. Catwoman New 52 Omnibus Volume 1. Okay, so I know this has the infamous rooftop sex scene from issue 1 that like everybody like was like losing their shit over back when it came out.
Is that the one where the DC had those guidelines, so you cannot have Batman do this?
Yes, this is what caused it. It was the one where everyone kept making the joke, no, the costumes stay on during sex on the roof.
Yes.
That being said, do you see who wrote this? Ann Nesenti. Ann Nesenti don't miss. This book, much like the 90s book, gets a reputation for being overly sexualized because of the artwork and the covers, but it's actually really well written because it's Ann Nesenti. All right, that's why I put this one in the thumbnail. This is a pickup for me because I read this in trades and singles. I did not have a complete collection of this. I kept bouncing back and forth. It's great, though. I do say, writing-wise, it's great, and it's got so much cheesecake that you'll feel like you're lactose intolerant by the end.
Yes!
I mean, look at the cover, man. Look at the cover. And also because, like, you got Judd Winnick on art. I do recommend this one. It was what I would call one of the good ones out of the New 52. Glad to see it.
Tell me it now so I can tell my comic book store to put me down for pre-order. And they'll be like, why do you want it? And I'll be like, listen, just give me the sauce.
Yeah, Catwoman New 52 Omnibus Volume 1. Coming out March 10th. This will be issues 0 to 26, annuals, and extra stories from other things. Good to see. All right. Earth 2 New 52 Omnibus Volume 1. They're really kicking through the New 52 stuff. You know, they really are cracking through that back catalog. This was the Earth 2 storyline.
New 52 is that old. That is nostalgic for a lot of people
15
now.
years old? It's 15
Yeah.
years old. Yeah. Flash by Mark Waid, Omnibus Volume 3. That kind of wraps out his run. So that's nice. It's got a bunch of stuff in it.
I need to pick these up because those trick trades are never going back in print.
No, they aren't. I only have 4 of the 9 thick trades, and I'm like, I gotta...
Do you guys want to hear something really weirdly concerning right now?
Is it short?
Yes, Boom sent out their solicitations today for Wednesday's issue.
Oh, that was weird. Why were they 3 days late?
They only gave us like a 2... Yeah, why did they only give us like a 2-day window to read a book?
Huh, that's weird.
2, actually.
Oh, right, because the Reader's Rewind comic comes out this week. Huh.
Yeah, but it's both...
I wonder if that's because of the distribution issues, because they switched distributors.
I don't know, man.
Anyway, speaking of gap fillers, Flash Road to Rebirth Omnibus, which is just basically all that stuff that goes between the previous volume and this, like I forget who was previous because I don't keep it Flash. Anyways, everything before Rebirth that wasn't in the previous Omni, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Green Arrow Golden Age Omnibus reprint. John Constantine Hellblazer by Paul Jenkins and Sean Phillips Omnibus. That's a good gap filler as well. In the collection. Joker Bronze Age Omnibus getting reprinted. That's a very similar collection, I think, to what the DC Finest will have. I think those are going to be they're going to be like the Spectre and Spectre DC Finest, where they're basically the same book, except one's a little bit longer. Legends Omnibus is actually kind of nice, because Legends is a kind of a weird crossover, and the Complete Legends miniseries always gets reprinted with the Suicide Squad, because that's where they debut. But this has got the miniseries plus all the tie-ins. So that's kind of nice, that series getting picked up. Legion of Superheroes 5 years later, Omnibus Volume 2 getting reprinted, which is great to see, because they reprinted Volume 1 this year. Want to see some new omnibuses for Legion, that'd be great. New Teen Titans Omnibus Volume 2 getting reprinted, which is good. Robin Bronze Age Omnibus is getting reprinted. Shade Changing Man by Peter Milligan and Chris Bacalo Volume 2. Volume 1 just came out. I'm glad that we're getting this thing where it's like Volume 1 just came out and Volume 2 is already solicited. Like, we're not having these huge gaps, like the 3-year gap between Young Justice Volume 1 and 2, for example. Elseworlds Superman Omnibus Volume 1. See, that one's only 150 and it's 1,240 pages. Why is Batman 175? Is there tax involved for being the Bat? I'm being weird now. Superman
Yes.
New Krypton Saga Omnibus Volume 1. Jeff Johns, Gary Frank. That's a pretty famous run.
This is the storyline for the J. Michael, not J. Was it J. Michael Residency the next run? After
Yeah, I
this
think
one?
so. I think so. This
The walk, like the walking.
yeah,
saga.
this was right before then. This is the first half of that era before that. I wonder if Superman in the Legion of Superheroes is going to be in Volume 2, because that was Action Comics arc. I really like Superman in Legion of Superheroes. That was a good book. Titans by Tom Taylor Omnibus is people have been asking why, and I'm just like, it being its own book is kind of weird, because it's got a bunch of issues in Nightwing. His Titans run was only 15 issues in the 6-issue Beast World. Seemingly that could have just been thrown in with Nightwing.
It's weird that
it's weird that there's 2 Nightwings and a Titans instead of it just being like 2 books split, just 2 big books.
Is it more? I find it interesting that because I'm assuming I think I recognize those like the issues of Nightwing where the tie-ins are part of the story, which is
yeah, because it's part of the Beast World stuff, basically.
Yeah. What's weird is that the Beast World tie-ins.
Yeah.
In this either, which is finding interesting.
Right. Yeah. It's 101 to 104 and 119 to 110 to Nightwing, which is like, well, why isn't the Titans just a bonus? Titans and Beast World just thrown in with the Nightwing and then just beef out the 2 books instead of it being a whole separate. But anyways, the worst part about this is the damn meme cover. Why is the meme cover the cover of an omnibus? My God. All right. Wonder Woman Silver Age Volume 3. Nice to see that Wonder Woman is continuing her Silver Age omnis. And then current books. I'm just going to scroll, and we'll stop if there's anything interesting. I don't feel like reading all these titles, if you guys don't mind. Most of it is absolute stuff at the top. They keep renumbering the Action Comics trades to Volume 1 arbitrarily.
Is Action Comics, is that the post?
This is after. This is when it went back to being monthly.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a bunch of stuff in here. A lot of it is just like, okay, there's the next trade for the current ongoings. So that's why I'm just kind of like flipping through it. There was an interesting one in here because they accidentally announced a book in this catalog. And we'll get to it when it shows up. There was something weird about Green Lantern. There was a weird Green Lantern thing, but oh yeah, the Green Lantern Corps, Green Lantern crossover Starbreaker Supremacy. It's going to be its own trade with Green Lantern 25 to 27 and Green Lantern Corps 7 to 9. So that's going to be it's going to kind of work. So it'll fit between both trades essentially. Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong 2 is going straight to the standard hardcover, just like the first series. Mr. Terrific Year 1 is coming out February 24th. They're moving that thing quick to paperback, which is nice.
Good.
I don't really have anything to say about all of these without getting deep into the lore. All right, that's it for the first part. Now we go to DC Part 2, the Edelweiss catalog, which is May to July. All right. Again, we're going to go through these kind of quick. Absolute Batman and Robin by Grant Morrison. Yep, that makes sense. Absolute Blackest Night, New Edition. Makes sense. Absolute Man of Steel by John Byrne. First time an oversized edition of John Byrne's Superman has been collected. This is just the miniseries. I know people have been wanting an omnibus. I personally don't ever want to own it. I don't like John Byrne's Superman run. Hot take,
No, I do
but
not.
I don't like it.
I do not.
Yeah.
No, I don't
Which one was
like. I
John
don't.
Burns again?
That was the
This was-
post-crisis relaunch, and he did a bunch of weird stuff with age gaps and dating.
It's also the most like
Oh,
I'm
okay.
American Clark.
And it's also the one where it's like, we don't need anyone else from Krypton.
Like I like when Clark more embraces his human side than Krypton side, but I don't want his Krypton side to be a race either.
Yeah.
As far as character.
Anyways, Batman White Knight Absolute Edition. Damn, I'm buying my first Absolute Edition next year with the Crisis on Infinite Earths one, because the new ones are so good. I'm real damn tempted to double dip on White Knight for an Absolute Edition, because the artwork. Boy, the artwork. I already have the standard hardcovers. I don't have the deluxe hardcovers, though, so like this would be a big upgrade, but anyways. Also, nice to see Wonder Woman Historia getting absolute size, because that's also a beautiful book art-wise. All right, Compact Comics. I'm going to do the same thing, the thumbs up, thumbs down system. Batgirl Burnside, thumbs up. That image of her taking a selfie has, like, become her identity in some ways. So it's good to have the comic that came from.
I can't wait to read that, because I heard good things about that run.
I
Can't
dropped
wait
the
to read
book
that.
before. I never actually read that run because I was pissed off at Gail Simone being fired and her finding out over Twitter. So I dropped the book out of spite. I haven't gone back to look. AR says, what makes Absolute Editions different? They are bigger than omnibuses and they come in slipcases. They're like fancy things.
I mean, years later, so it's good to. I mean, it's good to
Yeah.
go back to read that run throughout that context.
The context of it at the time, everyone was like, "What the hell?" And Under the Red Hood, great choice. That's an animated movie that most people love. So like, yeah, put the comic version out for $10. It is funny because when the images start coming in, they're kind of grainy, like on Twitter, and someone was like, "Are they putting out Death of the Family in compact and finest at the same time?" No, they're just putting out Under the Red Hood in compact, and it has like Death of the Family homage cover.
Weren't there some more compacts, but they were like in different languages? I saw.
Yes, but I didn't worry about those because those are like, they're not in English, so they may come over here, they may not. There's been the compacts in other countries have been different, so I've just been focused on the things DC's been putting out. That's a good collection though for $10. Gotham Central, great pick, absolutely great
this? I don't think I heard of this series.
It's all about GCPD basically. And,
okay,
yeah,
that's interesting.
It's really cool. Green Arrow Year One, great. That's like the definitive Green Arrow origin comic, so that makes perfect sense. Injustice, bad. That's a bad pick. You know why?
Why?
Because it's 1/5 of a story.
Yeah, I was saying, because I feel like I was like, I saw this like, how could they cram all of? Well, I mean, they did put year one.
It's just year one,
the...
and so it's the 12 issues. And I think they left. I don't know for sure, but they might have left the annual out. I don't think this works standalone. You get 1/5 of the story. I don't think it also wants to get people to read other comics because there's not really anything else like Injustice. So, bad pick. Superman Red Sun, that's a good pick. That's a pretty famous storyline. You know, I think that's a good choice. My thoughts on Mark Millar as a person aside, Red Sun is a good comic.
Alex Ross are in it, at the very least.
Yeah. Compendiums. Okay, so I listed this in the notes because it pissed me off. Milestone Compendium 5 is coming out June 16th. Great to see. This will be the last of the classic Milestone Compendiums. I mapped it out myself and figured they could cram all the rest of Milestone plus the Milestone comics that took place in the DC universe from the 2000s. Yeah, Blader, there's like not that much toy news. It'll be at the end. It's gonna take not that long. This is 1,336 pages. Now the longest of the Milestone Compendiums. So they listed the contents. The contents were copy pasted from Compendium 4. So we don't know what the contents are, but I think it's going to have the Rest of Static, Icon, Hardware, Blood Syndicate, and it should also have those weird 2000s things like the DC Universe, the Brave and the Bold issues, the Milestone Heroes miniseries, Static Shock Return of Cool, and Milestone Forever. All that I think will all fit in 1,336 pages if I've done my math correctly. we'll see what happens when the actual book comes out. But it's good to see the final milestone volumes happening.
Has the milestone like 30 anniversary issue that came out recently? Did that get collected anywhere?
It did not. I think it's actually being collected with the Shadow Cabinet Milestone Returns miniseries. But I would take the stories that are based on the original Milestone universe from that and throw them into the Compendium 5 if I was DC. Because that would make sense. Just put everything related to the original Milestone universe plus that little bit of stuff at DC. It could all fit in one volume, I think. So, there's that. Nightwing, A Night in Bloodhaven Compendium 3. Meanwhile, Tim Drake got one Robin Compendium. Poor Tim. And a Compendium for Planetary, which is that entire series. That's a good series. Superman Adventures Compendium 2, I believe, collects the rest of the Superman Adventures comic from the DCAU, which is nice to see as well. All right, DC Finest. Frustratingly, we don't have full contents on all these. DC Finest Batman Blind Justice seemingly is the volume following Death in the Family. It only lists coming with Batman Detective Comics 598 to 600 because those are the issues written by Sam Hamm, who wrote the first 1989 Batman movie. They had him come write an arc of Detective Comics called Blind Justice. That's the title thing. There is 672 pages in this book. It is more than 3 issues of Detective Comics. But I don't know what the rest of it is. But it seems like this is going to be the volume following Death of the Family. And then taking us to some point in 672 pages later. Nice to see. DC Finest Fourth World When the Old Gods Die is what I've been wanting for years. They did a run of Jack Kirby Fourth World. They did a run of Jack Kirby paperbacks, and every series was split up, even though all of his Fourth World stuff kind of interconnects. The omnibus interconnected them, but the paperbacks were like, here's a Mr. Miracle one, here's a Forever People one, here's a New Gods one, here's a Superman Pals Jimmy Olsen one. This is putting 4 issues of Mr. Miracle, 5 issues of Forever People, 4 issues of New Gods, 4 issues of Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, and 1 issue of Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane to be all the Fourth World stuff in order. Thank you, DC Finest. I will be double dipping on all of this.
We're getting some good Jack Kirby craziness in this volume.
This and Demon, like back to back, DC's spoiling me. Now put out the third volume of Commandy.
We're getting some good Jack Kirby content as of late. I'm not sure you saw, but New Pain Saki did a fantastic Jack Kirby tribute episode.
They did. I watched that and I was like, that's the best thing that show's ever done for me.
Yeah, it's so good. I love it. I just.
All right, DC Finest. They listed it. It's funny. It's called DC Finest Hard Traveling Heroes. It officially is a Green Lantern volume. This is the Green Lantern, Green Arrow stuff where they're hitting the road and Speedy's getting hooked on drugs and they're fighting racial discrimination and all this crazy stuff. It's like one of the comics that signifies the start of the Bronze Age because it's tackling social issues head on, not in metaphor, but in real world commentary.
Is this the my war is a drunkie?
Yes, this is that era. Denny O'Neil, Neil Adams.
It literally is that.
Yeah. This is going to be, because what the series was, Green Arrow and Green Lantern weren't selling great, so they combined them into one title. It's officially always numbered as Green Lantern, because he's the top billing Green Lantern, Green Arrow, right? So it's going to be Green Lantern 76 to 82, Flash 191, and World's Kindest Comics 201 for 600 pages. That's great. There was a trade paperback of Hard Traveling Heroes where they picked the best of, and the omnibuses sometimes skip over issues. It'll be nice to get collections that don't skip over issues. Because there are some issues that are like more Green Lantern than Green Arrow, and those would get left out of the Hard Traveling Heroes collections. So I'm excited that Finest is doing it because that's great stuff, and it's nice to get all of it. DC Finest got my wallet next year. That's what I'm saying for sure. Not even Epic Collection got my wallet
I'm
next
buying
year.
DC books finally.
Yeah.
The fact that you're telling me I can get my ward as a junkie and let's go on an epic road trip with me and it's literally the road trip is like, what if me and Ben did stupid stuff?
Exactly. All right, DC Finest, Robin, The Origin of Robin. No contents on this one. So I think it's going to have some overlap with that Robin Bronze Age omnibus, but I think it goes all the way back to the debut.
The title, you read it all at once, funny. The Robin, The Origin of Robin.
It's like the Wonder Woman, The Legend of Wonder Woman. Yes, Cosmic Redux are still going because there's a ton of comic book news. Very interesting to see the contents. I may not get it, but I want to see the contents. So remember when they announced the War volume and there wasn't any Sergeant Rock in it? And I was like, because Sergeant Rock's going to get his own Finest. Here we go. Sergeant Rock collecting GI Combat 68 and our Army at War 81 to 122. 616 pages of Sergeant Rock goodness for $40. I love DC Finest. I really do. AR said crazy how much comic news there was the week after. Yeah, I know. They should have wouldn't it be great if DC had a panel where they were announcing like their DC finest, like Marvel Legends gets announced? Imagine the crowd reaction. That'd be fun. Anyways, DC Finest Suicide Squad: The Nightshade Odyssey, essentially Volume 2 of Ostrander's Suicide Squad, which I think gets the second half of the first Ostrander omnibus. So, nice to see, because they already did the first half recently. And hey, we've been talking about Triangle Era this whole time, and I didn't want to tease it too much, but DC Finest Superman Time and Time Again is the beginning of the Triangle years!
Finally, I've been wanting to read the Triangle Years for so long. And as much as I wanted the Omni, I was gonna wait. I'm waiting.
The Omni's like $125 for like 1,200 pages. You get 600 pages for 40.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got Superman 49 to 56, Starman 28. That's a crossover part of the storyline. Adventure Superman 472, 479, Action Comics 659 to 666. That is Time and Time Again's one of the storylines, but that is the beginning of the Triangle Years. That is the first 600 pages. I haven't even read 600 pages of my Triangle Years Omni yet, and it's already hitting Finest. That is good stuff. Highly recommended. I love that era.
And when it looks like it's going in order, like in that continuity order, which I'm liking. Then
I think it's going to be exactly like the omnibus, where they're running a map it the same way. I think it's going to be great. All right, DC Finest Team-Ups, Impossible Escape. They did not specify contents, but they did mention it will have Brave and the Bold and Super Team Family, which I think is supposed to be Superman Family. I don't know what's going on there, but this will be an earlier volume than the previous Team-Ups volume we got. That Team-Ups volume we got was so much fun to read because, like, it's just team up, like, back-to-back. It's so much fun. Good stuff. All right, Wonder Woman, Dawn Before the Darkness. This contains the second half of Gail Simone's run, plus stuff that wasn't in the Gail Simone omnibus, like the Blackest Night Wonder Woman miniseries. So the first Wonder Woman Omni finally has its companion volume.
Okay, good. Actually, that's nice then, because I have the first scale 1D.
AR says, how are DC Finest compared to Marvel Epics? I have found, in my experience, they have higher page counts, better price value, and about the same quality paper-wise as Marvel Epics do. I think you get more bang for your buck, honestly.
Might want to do a video on them, honestly.
I've thought about it. I gotta figure out how to do it. All right, Deluxe Edition.
That's how you do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams.
That's true. Deluxe Edition, DC Universe by Alex Toth. Deluxe Edition, which is a collection of stuff by Alex Toth.
I was saying, is that Super Friends related 6? I see them there.
That's Super Friends stuff. Green Arrow by Jeff Lemire, Deluxe Edition, New Edition, which is a reprint. JLA A League of One Deluxe Edition, which is the same. It's JLA League of One. Swamp Thing by Ron V and Mike Perkins is getting a Deluxe Edition. That was a great series. I really like that one. It's good stuff. That has also the Future State stuff in addition to the 16-issue Swamp Thing series. Batman Superman World's Finest Deluxe Edition. When I saw this, I was like, oh, because people thought maybe they're going to start doing Omnis for this, but I saw Deluxe Edition. Like, nope, they're going to milk the Deluxe Edition first. Then they're going to go into Omni, because this series sells insanely well. All right.
So is this? Oh, so is this? Wait,
this is the current World's Finest, the Mark Waid.
Well, no, I know, but was he collects? Wait, it has a Detective-Comic issue in this?
It has Detective Comics 1050. I don't think it's the entire Detective Comics 1050. I think it's just the story that was done by Waid and Mora. That
was that like a? Oh, okay.
It was like a teaser for the series, yeah.
Okay.
And then it has the first 10 issues.
Yeah, is this the first 2 arcs? I'm assuming. Because I've been meaning to pick up World's Finest and trade, but honestly, now I might wait for this to come out then.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit and wait for Omni because I think it's gonna happen with how popular it is. But this is going to be an easier reading experience because you're not dealing with like a big ass book. It's gonna be like, deluxe editions are nice. I like deluxe editions actually more than Omni.
I would wait for Omni, but like I don't know how long. Like the book's still going, so like I don't know. So like I might get this then since the book's still going.
Other paperback stuff. Aquaman by Jeff Johns, book 1, first 14 issues of Aquaman by Jeff Johns. That's a solid run. Batman in the 70s. That's a reprint. Maybe it'll restore original colors. We'll see. Batman the Monster Men miniseries is getting a new reprint. They're doing a reprint of the Batman the movies, which is the adaptations of Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin. That's kind of cool that that's coming back out again. In a complete collection for Camelot 3000.
Weird cover.
Very weird cover. It's from the Batman Forever adaptation. And then we got Robin Year 1 reprint, which is fine.
That's what they Dick, right? Because why do you look like mischievous Damien?
It is Dick, yes. Omnibus, Superman Action Comics by Dan Jurgens, Volume 2. We just got Volume 1, so makes sense. Batman Bronze Age Omnibus Volume 1 is either going to be the coolest thing ever or the most disappointing. And it's going to depend on the colors on the Neil Adams issues.
the cover's hilarious. I'm saying that's
Yes.
a funny cover. The demon lives again.
I do like this era a whole lot. I've had an issue with the way the Neil Adams stuff has been reprinted with modern colors. I want the classic
Bridget,
colors. So
Is this the stuff that's in the finest stuff or
no,
no?
this is way before. This is like your
This is pre.
70s.
This is pre. Right. This is pre-crisis.
Yeah, this is way
Okay.
pre-crisis. The only pre-crisis we have for Batman is Red Skies, which is like literally the stuff happening while Crisis is happening. So
Okay.
this is early. Bronze Age. Batman Urban Legends, anthology book collecting all of it's the first 16 issues of that, which is nice. Dark Crisis Omnibus, which contains Dark Crisis plus all the tie-ins. Kind of surprised it took so long.
Yeah, I was saying, sorry it took this long.
Also surprised it's not called Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths Omnibus because they did that title change as a marketing gimmick and nobody cared. So I think they're just like, screw it, it's Dark Crisis again.
I mean, most people call it Dark Crisis, so
Yeah.
might as well.
DC Universe Bronze Age by Jack Kirby reprint. Great to see because
Look at
that
all-
contains
look at
stuff. That contains stuff that's not been reprinted elsewhere, like Spirit World or Atlas, and all these
Look
kind
at
of
all-
other weird things.
Look at all that Kirby art. I love it.
I would pick this up, except the $175 cover price makes me go,
Yeah, yikes.
DC
Yeah,
Finest,
yikes.
please?
Yeah.
Detective Comics New 52 Omnibus 2. First one came out this year, so the second one's coming up. Flash by Joshua Williamson, Volume 3. So I think that does that wrap it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Explosive Final Act, yep. Elseworlds Justice League Omnibus. That's a whole lot of weird stuff in that one. Justice League America Bronze Age Omnibus was my first non-licensed book DC Omnibus. I got it on like an Amazon deal for like $40 back in the day. That is a fun volume. I highly recommend that one. That's Satellite Era.
Is that George Metz? What's his name? The one that does all the evergreen art for DC.
Jose Garcia Luis Lopez?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
Jose
his
Garcia
art?
Luis Lopez, yeah.
Yeah, is that his art on the cover there? Because it looks like
I
his
think it
style.
is. I'm trying to remember. It might be him. That's a fun run. I enjoy that a whole lot. It's got some good Red Tornado stuff in it. Yeah, my first omnibus was the He-Man omnibus from DC, and then this was my second one. So, still sitting on my
Is
shelf.
that the one?
It's great.
Isn't that He-Man one the one that's bigger than the Bible?
Yes, that is the thickest book I still have. Page count wise, that He-Man one is more pages than the Bible for sure. Justice League of America Silver Age Omnibus reprint. So if you don't want DC Finance, you want the Omnibus, they'll be out about the same time. Nightwing by Tom Taylor Omnibus Volume 2. I mean, that just kind of finishes up what we were just talking about, right? It's got a bunch of... It's 101 to 118 of Nightwing. So if you're getting the Titans one, you're going to have a massive overlap. Why was Titans not just included with this?
Yeah, most of it should be like a volume 3 at the with all the Beast Wars tie-ins. I feel like.
That's what they could have done. They could have done a Beast World Omnibus and include the Titans issues between the two Nightwing omnibuses. Anyways, Suicide Squad by John Ostrander Volume 2. We just got Volume 1 this year. There's Volume 2, which also means Volume 3 and 4, the finest, is in there, basically. Supergirl Silver Age Omnibus, reprint, timing. This Superman Brainiac Reborn Omnibus is weird because the description makes it sound like it's a collection of Brainiac stories from across his history, but one of the people that works in DC's Collected Edition department said, no, this is the omnibus between the Exile and the Triangle Years 1. So we'll see what it ends up being when it's more finalized. If it is the volume between Exile and Triangle Omnibus 1, I'd definitely be interested. If it's just, here's a bunch of Brainiac, I'm not going to be that interested.
That's more like a finest thing, honestly.
Yeah. Teen Titans Bronze Age Omnibus reprint. That's all their pre-George Perez, Marv Wolfman stuff. And this one makes me excited, not for this book, but for the potential. It's a reprint of Wonder Woman by George Perez, Volume 2. I have this. I need Volume 3. So I'm hoping that because they're doing Volume 2, getting a reprint, that just like with the Legion reprints, we're going to get Volume 3 reprinted in the near future, because I would like to finish my set. And then my most excited omnibus, I think, out of all of the omnibuses, Zatanna by Paul Dini.
Yeah, this one, like, I'm not usually
great.
omnibus. I'm not usually omnibus person, but I don't see this run tonight being printed anywhere.
There was a
Oh,
thick
sadly.
trade that came out. There was a thick trade for Zatanna by Paul Dini that came out last year,
Okay.
but this contains more than that had.
Yeah, I'm like, that's what This has.
It's going even further beyond.
Yep. And the artwork is gorgeous in this because it has like Adam Beechin and stuff. So like, it's worth it. The omnibus. It's further beyond. $100 cover price isn't too bad either. Like you can get a good deal on like Amazon or in stock trades or whatever, and you can knock that price down enough that it would be worth it. It would be so worth it. I think in the omnibus form. Yeah, all right, current books. Absolute Flash Volume 2, Green Lantern Volume 2, Batman and Robin Volume 3, Batman Volume 1, because they're restarting the numbering for Matt Fraction, This is the new book that they accidentally announced through this catalog. Batman Green Arrow The Question Arcadia is a Black Label series with those 3 characters working together, which reminds me of a crossover in the 80s that's in the Green Arrow Longbow Hunters finest between Batman The Question and Green Arrow. So I'm like, sign me up.
Hey, give me the question.
Yes.
I want to check out the question.
Cheetah and Cheshire rob the Justice League, which sounds like that looks like it's gonna be bonkers. Greg Rucka and Nicholas Scott.
It's so funny because the first is coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, and your trade's coming out in May. DC Pride 2025, which reprints the DC Pride 2025 special plus some extra stories. DC vs. Vampires World War V Volume 1. Immortal Legend Batman trade's coming out in May. That's getting a hardcover to start. They're getting it a hardcover from the jump, which is nice. Cosmic just said Black Label not losing their Bat Label allegations. Real. So real. Justice League Red. That's a new miniseries.
Is that a new book?
Yeah, Solid and Ahmed's doing it. It's got Simon Baz, Cyborg, Deadman, Red Canary, Red Tornado, and Power Girl.
I like it. Yeah, because I saw that. I was like, that's Power Girl's current costume. Is that a new book coming out?
Yeah, I think it hasn't even started yet. Poison Ivy Volume 7. I'm glad Poison Ivy's kept going. G. Willow Wilson's been doing that series, and it just keeps going, which is great.
It's really good. I heard it's really good, apparently.
Red Hood Volume 1, and that's it. That's
right,
the catalog. We did it! Hooray! My God. Yeah, there will be some other updates on some of that stuff, but that is the catalog from, like, we now know pretty much all the books from now till July 2026. We'll do this again in 6 months to do the back half of 2026. I enjoy going through the catalogs because, like, there's a bunch of stuff that you just may not know about. And as always, stay tuned to the comic calls for anything else that may come up.
Anytime we can talk about comics, it's always fun. And it's kind of complain about overpriced cards.
Yeah, I want to complain about cards and some toy stuff, and then we're gonna get out of here. You know, we're already at 3 hours. Whatever, I don't care. I'm just gonna knock this stuff out. We're not gonna go deep on these subjects because there's nothing deep to talk about.
We already talked about the Marvel Legends last week.
Yeah.
But we usually talk about the price about these.
Yep. I do also want to add, I did put on the schedule MCU tier list. I'm just gonna bump that to next week because we did end up talking about comics longer. That's fine. You know, it gives us something to do next week. And also, I'll have watched Eyes of Wakanda by then, so that'll be nice. There you go. I just beeped it out of the show. Yeah. There was barely any toy news because post-Comic-Con, everybody's like, we're done talking about toys for a few weeks. Which is fine. I don't mind. Makes my life easier. And I just opened a P Bandai link. My foolish cooking.
You fool!
I should never have opened the P Bandai link. All right. And then let's get to this. Okay, so all right, I got everything going. We're gonna rapid fire. This is gonna be awesome. All right. So I turn off comics, turn on toys. All right. So remember how last week I said I was worried about the price point of the Magic the Gathering Marvel figures. $40 for a basic ass legend in one card? Are you kidding me? That's saying that card is worth $15.
Magic people in the
Welcome
chat.
to Magic.
Anybody that plays Magic in the chat and in our text chat is Magic cards expensive usually?
Like, I know they do the secret layer stuff.
Yes.
I know they do the secret layer stuff, but like I watch videos about the value of secret layer, and usually you're like spending $20 and getting 5 cards.
Yeah, which is insane. I saw
which is insane, but like it's better than spending $40 for one card. Because if you think about it, if you're a Magic only person that's not buying it for the toy, you're spending $40 on that card. If you're splitting the value, it's $25 for the figure, $15 for the card. If you're not a Magic person and you just want your damn Man-Wolf, you're spending $40 on Man-Wolf.
Like, and Man-Wolf looks fun, but he's reusing a lot of parts. I'm pretty sure, like those accessories, especially at reuse. Such a
yeah.
Is his torso? I think his torso is reused from goblins. Cause he looks like using the goblin torso.
Let me tell you what's new on this figure. The head, the hands, the feet, and possibly the arms and legs, though I'm not 100% certain.
The crotch is new, I think. The feet are new. The shoulders are new.
No, the crotch is reused. I recognize that crotch.
I think the shoulders are new because those shoulder pads are part of the furry. Yeah, so that's it.
It's ridiculous. Spiders Prime says, well, you can always sell off the card. My question is, okay, Blade Raider said the same thing. My question is, will a Magic player pay me $15 for that card?
See,
Oh.
Then I might as well
Magic
just keep the
doesn't
card.
do the yeah.
Might as well just keep the card at that point.
The value of a Magic card. Here's the thing, because from what I understand of why Magic cards is so valuable is because of the print. If it's like
The
'cause these are
value I
toys.
understand comes from the meta in the game.
But but also how much is produced. But these are toys, so I imagine there's
Yeah.
a lot of these produced. So there's a lot of this card produced. So I'm not sure the value is really that high for then if if the card needs to be produced that much.
Right.
And such. So I'm not sure the value is really there for the card.
Astronaut said it's pretty ridiculous if someone plays Magic. That's been the Wizards' way of business. Yeah, this is the intersection of all of Hasbro's bad business practices into a single wave line, wave of a line, right? And there's rumors we're getting a second wave of these next year. Isn't that
they
fun?
actually pick fantasy character.
No,
pick
it's like
fantasy
Doom
characters, is that what it
2099 and
was?
Malice.
Yeah, exactly.
Characters people
No,
want.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I'm gonna say though, the only figure to sell out was the battle damaged Spider-Man at Pulse. Every other retailer still has these up for pre-order, which means not even the Magic scalpers looked at this and went, "Nah, that's too much for us to scalp," because they know they're not gonna make their money back. So like, I hope this was a complete failure and this dumb idea gets abandoned and we just get those other 4 figures just as normal figures and not whatever the hell this is. $40. $15 for a card, $25 for a figure is ridiculous.
The upper management told the Marvel team, "Oi, sell Marvel Legends with Magic cards without doing the data." It feels like.
Astronaut said these will go on sale. Yeah, one card is not scalp worthy. If it came with a pack, of cards, that would be different.
And maybe because they launch because these came out the same day. The pre-orders came the same day as the Secret Lair Spider-Man stuff. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so like I think most people rather just get the Secret Lair stuff packs than just one card for action figure to do.
Two-handed Axe says the cards unique art, not unique cards. I'm guessing $5 cards minimum, 10 if we're lucky. Oh, these are just alternate arts to things that already exist?
Oh, yeah, that's how Secret Lair works.
That's not always how they work, because I know the Universes Beyond thing was a big problem because they started inserting cards that are like actual unique cards, and then on like Magic Arena they have to have alternate artworks to make them Magic based. I remember that was a big controversy. I follow Magic like only through the Tolarian Community College's videos about like the business of it because I find that fascinating. Also because I don't give a damn about Magic, so it doesn't personally hurt me, but I can look at it from a business sentence, go, what is going on here? So yeah, no, yeah, a pack would be worse unless it was a collector pack.
What the
Yeah.
hell?
There's no winning with the set with either fandom.
This idea is just horrible for everybody.
It
right?
is 100%.
Yeah. Cool. I'm glad. Like, I'm glad that I have not seen a single person go, "This is great," and I have no problem with it.
This should have been what this should have been was a $30 figure.
Yes.
And just you get a card. That's a variant art.
30.
Also,
$30. No one would have complained. No one would bat at 30. 40. It's like nuts. Yeah.
Also, I really hope those cards are packed well, because.
Almost right.
Because,
oh God, how are they? Let's go look at the tray.
Because there's a whole giant hole, but like, is it like tight in there, or is it gonna bounce around in there?
Oh my God, it's gonna bounce.
Because I don't see. Because usually when it comes to like,
because if you look at the thing, there's like a bunch of room above it, like they just dropped it into a slot, and it's not like it's plastic wrapped on inside either.
Yeah, it's not plastic. It doesn't look like it's plastic wrap, which most of the time these kind of like one card things always come with, because you need to protect the card.
And Manwolf and Mary Jane are fan channel Amazon exclusives, so you can't find them in stores. And Astronaut said foils already bend on their own as is. Yeah.
And also, like,
I like Cosmic Rejects, the most Chris Coxian idea. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and also like bad value. No, wait, hold on. I'm looking at the Mary Jane one. It doesn't look like they're in a plastic bag, so at least they're not that stupid.
Okay, they are a plastic bag at least. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Mary Jane, but also like bad value, because if Magic works like, I know these cards are mostly for collectors, but like if you want to use these cards in the game, I'm assuming Magic works like any other card game where you need doubles. So like,
yeah.
God forbid if you want to make a deck with these are expensive. Then.
AR says these are 55 plus tax in Canada.
Yeesh.
And this Mary Jane, she doesn't even have sculpted gauntlets. It's all paint. That's just the base female body. They drilled some holes in the back to hold the arms. They put an existing Mary Jane head on it.
The torso is sculpted, but the shoulders are sculpted, but the forearms and
the torso, the shoulders being sculpted are from an existing female mold. The torso being sculpted is because they had the holes in the back for the legs.
Yeah.
But everything else is the base female body. She comes with the spinneret hands. That's an existing MJ head. This is a dumb leg.
No, the MJ head is MJ. I think the MJ head new because it's flowing.
No, it looks like the one from the Gwen Stacy.
Okay, I never got the.
Is that one up? Let's go find out together.
Look.
Marvel Legends Gwen Stacy.
I know the spinneret MJ head. I pictured the same as the Gwen Stacy, and that was straight down.
Okay, yeah. No, the one with Gwen Stacy was straight down, so maybe it's new hair. This looks like the same face.
So
Hold on, let's see.
Hair,
Marvel Legends Spinneret. What was the one that came with Spinneret? Also straight. Yeah. Okay, so at least it's 2 new heads on MJ and a new torso. Battle Damage Spider-Man is like nothing new. I think the head sculpt.
I'm surprised that one sold out. Again, sold out.
We talked about it prior to the stream. If one was gonna sell out,
it's gonna be the character people know about.
Exactly. If Magic fans were gonna buy one of these, it would be Spider-Man. The only thing new here is everything is reused, including the Peter Parker head, except for the masked head with the hair coming out. That's new. That's it. It's the only new part there.
No, the forearms new because I think
it's just painted.
No, it's new. No, it's actually no. There is a lot more sculpt. I'm looking at the belt. It's sculpted about that.
Okay. Never mind. I'm not gonna complain anymore. Then they actually did work. Agent Anti-Venom though is completely reused.
Because even the tendrils are reused from the previous Agent Venom, right?
Yep, and those guns are reused, and I hate those guns.
Mm-hmm.
It's the worst freaking guns. All right. Anyways, also in other news, if you wanted a classic Electro, he's back in February.
Yeah, I pre-ordered him.
I ordered him because I was like, I actually missed him last time, and I kind of regretted it.
It's just so weird. He just by himself.
Yeah, I want them to put Vulture, the classic Vulture, on a retro card.
Yeah. It's so weird that I'm gonna assume the reason why they chose Man-Wolf for the magic because he kind of fits the theme of magic, I guess. You know, magical werewolf.
And also, if there is a if these are all arts, yeah, him being Man-Wolf on one side and John Jameson on the other. I imagine there's a werewolf magic card that's 2-sided like that.
Yeah, so at least I guess I was like wondering why Man-Wolf? Then I guess he kind of fits the theme.
He does kind of fit the theme. It's annoying because it's the only one I want, and I have to spend $40 for my damn Man-Wolf. I could wait to see if he goes on clearance, but I don't want to risk it.
Hey, at least it's not Werewolf. I think we being more furious it was Werewolf by Night.
Yes, because that guy was a lead in an MCU thing. He gets his own figure released wherever you buy toys. All right, Earthspark Deluxe Spitfire leaked on Hasbro's website.
You can't buy it on Hasbro's website.
Yep, but she's going to be in the wave with Cosmos. We had seen images before. I wanted to make sure they were real and not just digi-bashed. They are real. She's a repainted Twitch. That's it.
Because since she is a repainted, it's very easy to digibash her.
Yep. All right,
I do like her chest does have the Emberstone, the corrupted Emberstone in her chest. That does a nice attention detail.
It is nice. There was a cancellation for the 40th anniversary selection Lyo convoy that in Australia people got their orders canceled, and so there's now an official Takara Tomy Mall response through their Yahoo Japan store customer service that says that the item getting canceled was a system issue on Yahoo Shopping. The figure is still in production and coming in August.
What's going on with this figure? It feels like this figure should not be this complicated.
Because apparently it got delayed because they misassembled all of them. And then they had to go back and redo. I don't know how that happens. It's already a toy that exists.
Like, I know there's new parts, but
it's called Magic.
Really, it's new part. I know there's new parts, but it's just
we
replacing.
really don't rag on Takara's lack of quality control enough on this show.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. I know we complain about Hasbro.
We complain about Hasbro, but like Takara's stuff is way worse. Because Takara's stuff is more expensive and has like similar issues, Yeah.
My favorite part about Takara though is most of their mismanagement and mismanufacturing always comes from their line exclusive properties. Where like, this is Takara Generation, Tomy Mall exclusive, and it's just like, and you freaking broke it. They're like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
Why
Like
do you
they
think
did it with,
why do you think no one really cares about Masterpiece anymore?
And
Because of all the
Masterpiece
Exactly,
Raiden,
'cause they screwed
Masterpiece
that together.
Raiden was a disaster. Oh my god.
Yeah, I heard nothing good about Raiden.
Yeah.
Masterpiece Raiden.
Yeah, Takara I think is actually worse at quality control than Hasbro. And can they just get me the damn Lyo Convoy though? Like, is this happening? Because we need proper faced Lyo Convoy to go with proper faced Big Convoy.
Can we get a proper face Optimus Prime? Optimus Primal now too.
Maybe
I'm
because
surprised
we
they
do
haven't
have
done-
Beast Wars 30th coming next year.
Yeah, but as far as they haven't
I
done
need
that
my
yet,
Beast
honestly.
Wars fix.
Yeah.
I will. Oh my god, I want an Optimus where they defer him a little bit, make him more streamlined, and just
Yep.
go, hey. And I'm like, yes. Also, Hasbro, don't want to screw this up. Give us the ability to switch the heads.
Hasbro giving the ability to switch the heads in Transformers, that only happened in one 4-pack and never again.
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to frickin' switch my heads.
Bandai
Face
news
mask,
time.
Battle,
Revealed and already up for pre-order is Captain Gin Narumi from Kaiju number 8. Our favorite little freak has come to figure arts with this giant ass weapon.
He looks good though. Is it? Do you think his hair looks a bit off to you?
It
Maybe
does.
they're
It
just showing you
totally
some-
does.
Yeah, because I need to see more of an anime shots of an anime, but his hair, because I'm so used to how the manga draw his hair,
Yeah.
that it looks a bit off to me and such. I don't
His
know, it's
hair
more
is
based on
down.
the
His
anime.
hair down looks good. His hair up looks a little weird.
Yeah.
We'll see when he finally comes out. Him being 9,900 yen actually makes a little bit of sense because he got big ass.
Yeah,
weapon.
because I saw the price. I was like, huh? But I was like, at least he has a giant ass weapon.
Yep.
At least, unlike
And he's coming out in all regions, including Latin America.
I still can't believe Keko's 100. Like seriously.
I know, right? Testicle Turkey. I mean, Birdon is now coming to Figure Arts. Tamashi Web exclusive. 14,850 yen because all kaiju are expensive as shit. It's nice to see this guy. He's an iconic Ultraman monster.
Jack accessory, he's amazing.
The Jack effect, though, is like the best part about him. Or the Zophie. Sorry, Zophie, not Jack.
Zophie, you can recreate
Sha-
Zophie's
He's got the
actor.
nipples. It's Zophie, not Jack. But yeah.
You can recreate Zophie's act soon after almost burning to death.
I love how
Yes.
we're bringing out all. I love how we're bringing out all the inside jokes about Ultraman, Testicle Turkey, and the nipples.
Yep. Because I don't care anymore. If YouTube's going to have weird rules about like age restrictions, I'm allowed to say Testicle Turkey and Zophie's nipples, okay?
Adult toys.
This is an adult toy channel. Damn it, I just activated the bots again to send me more emails. I also like that they showed him fighting Mabius.
Can't believe they include the Jack head on fire bit. Like
I also
can't-
love that he's nibbling on Taro.
Well, here's the funny part. So here's the funny part. If you don't know this, Ryan, the Ultra Act for Zophie came with that part at one point.
Bro, really?
There's no bird
How
on
does
during
the
Ultra
suit
Act.
actor feel seeing his near-death merchandise like this?
I need them to do that with TV Fly from Kamen Rider V3, where they let him burn for a solid minute before cutting the camera. His arm catches fire. Like, TV Fly had like these really fuzzy arms, and the sparks are sparking from the shocker computer going off, and it catches his arm, and he's on fire. He starts waving his arm, and he's panicked, and the camera just doesn't cut for like a solid minute. They didn't even fix it in editing. They're just like, no, just watch him burn for a minute.
Those classic old, they can never do this again.
Yep.
Scenarios.
This is why.
150
we
bucks if you're trying to
technically
get him on
probably
P-Bandai
never be
US.
action directors.
Yes. It's amazing any of those guys survive those
We'd be
shows.
like, oh, look at this.
I know, right?
Yeah, I'm still surprised Hiroshi Fujioka's still alive just because of how bad he effed himself up on
Yeah.
that one bike stunt or horse
You know, I'm surprised they didn't include Tiny Taro, because a lot of people don't realize that Birdon died by Taro doing the Ant-Man to Thanos thing.
Yes.
he shrunk, go inside Birdon, and Ultra Rise inside him, and kaboom!
That'll be the extra P-Bandai.
It's funny.
That'll be the next P-Bandai
so do you
release,
know
and
what's
it'll be
funny, by
like
the way?
Taro's shrinking version. What?
Do you know what's funny, by the way?
Yeah.
There was a point where I think Subaraya had to came out and say, I don't think we're ever really going to do that ever again, because that was just so glorified. And what's so
Yep.
sad, too, is me as a teenager, I never saw that episode of Taro. So, like, I didn't know it even existed, and I'm like, oh, man, we need to... And so, like, before the Ant-Man thing, I was saying to myself, if I ever make an Ultraman, I need to make a monster that's so unkillable from the outside. Dude is like, I'm gonna just get myself swallowed and explode inside of him. Like, just, like, grow inside of him just so he explodes. Like, wear him as a suit. I thought, I was like, oh, that'd be cool. And like, I
Mm.
get older, see Taro, and I'm like, okay, this worked. So that means there's a chance I can still do it.
I think
Also,
they've done that
Super
on
Ryan,
both
like, 5 years ago
Invincible
during-
and Gen V. I think at this point, I think both of the
Probably,
Amazon.
but no,
Dark
it's just still funny though.
Didn't-
Hero shows
Like
have done
about
it.
5 or
Didn't
6 years ago,
didn't
someone
Legend
asked them if
Tomorrow
they could
do
do
it?
it again, and they said we're not doing it.
Legends of Tomorrow
Didn't
did it. Yeah, wasn't that how they killed Vandal Savage?
I think so. I heard a clip of it.
They killed somebody on Legends that way. All right, we've been asking the question: how's the Zetz belt gonna work with the Daiza? And the answer is a new Daiza.
Okay, just new like
Well, it's better than it
I
doesn't,
thought
I
it was
guess.
parts.
just new just little railings.
Are they just
basically.
parts? Oh, that actually makes more sense for it to be a parts pack.
Yeah, you just slot the risers, those little
Yeah.
things on the riser, and there you go.
I mean, it's the simplest answer. I don't know why I was thinking it was going to be complicated. Also, can I get a? You see how they have that like the little spacer thing for the bottom of the belt? I need one of those for the Amazon's driver. That thing's heavy. It needs something to hold up the like die-cast part of it. Anyway, that's fun. Hey Bandai, where's my damn Chemi cards? You're doing a premium DX Gotchard Igniter that now comes with 2 extra cards that are featured in the novel. And it includes like voice lines and music and extra paint and all that. Where's the last 22 super rare Chemis?
We're still missing them after all these years.
Yeah. We're about to enter another our second writer show since Gotchard ended, and I'm like, so you're now going to do premium DX Gotchard because you're running because they ran out of Geet stuff. They've done all the Geet stuff now. They're like, oh, let's do premium Gotchard or premium premium DX Gotchard. I'm like, okay, so yeah, where's my damn Chemi cards, Bandai?
Where's my damn car, Bruce?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the first thing I was thinking. Yeah.
Same exact energy. Same exact energy. Yes, full set Legend Rider cards, full set of the rainbows, full set of the replicas. Where's all the cards? They should have been pumping out sets. The only complete set of Chemi cards is the Daybreak cards, and we didn't even see all of those in the movie. We don't have X-Keys, Blows and Rage, and Weapon Buckles. Not yet. They're going to do it. It's going to happen. Maybe not Blows and Rage, that already had voice lines in it. And it was also bundled in with a movie, and I think there's some kind of weird restriction with that. Anyways, guys, that's the show.
We did it.
We did it! That catalog is always like an intense experience, but I kind of have fun going through it because, you know, sometimes I'll just be like, and there's Absolute Wonder Woman, and then sometimes I'll be like, Animal Man by Tom Veit. Like, sometimes the exciting things are the least.
The
expected.
Glup
Animal
Shitos
Man
are-
is great.
The Glup Shitos are always the most exciting to talk about.
Oh, thank you, Jeremy Carr, for thanking us for the stream. Thank you guys for sticking around. I guess you can plug stuff if you want. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
Follow me
No.
at Darko643 on YouTube and Twitter. I do archive like the one you see Ray channel. You want DM me an ear, Blue Sky, or in Sound Disco Protocol. Link in the description below.
Yeah. Couch is
Hey.
streaming tomorrow for Evo post-show stuff, right?
Oh yeah, if you want, I got a lot.
You
So you want me to sound out and talk about it? Go to twitch.tv/FighterCows, 4 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna be doing something. I don't know what game we're playing, but we're definitely gonna be talking Evo.
You want to hear Sound and Jerry to talk about rant about Tekken?
Yes.
There you go.
Oh my God, there's a lot of ranting. I
The
can do about
phrase
Tekken.
"sausage fest" will be said multiple times.
Yes, at least.
At least. Also, yeah, I'm gonna do a stream on Saturday, which is my birthday, and we're gonna react to the Discotek announcements on that stream. That'll be fun. Just to throw that out there, and check out Hero Club at hero-club.com for all your entertainment news, interviews.
Yeah.
and
What's gonna be the schedule for this week?
Exactly.
This week's videos haven't been 100% planned out yet because I'm in.
Make a self-indulgence as your birthday week.
That's what I was thinking. I was just gonna do.
I do on my birthday.
I think my exact phrase in my head was, "I'm just gonna do whatever the hell I want." But basically, yeah, I've a bunch of the videos recently have been popping off, so I'm like, cool, I can do a couple videos that I want to do.
You can go like, yes, I can
Yeah.
can't wait with this.
Tomorrow is post Evo. Tomorrow's short is going to be kind of a post Evo thing. It's the Psylocke and Thanos 2-pack from Marvel Legends.
So mad I couldn't get the
Synergy.
pre-order for that. So mad I can't get the pre-order for that one.
Yeah, so I'll have a review of that tomorrow in the short. So I thought because I had it and it was like Fantastic Four and Superman Week kind of delayed me, and then so then I was just like, you know what, I'll just wait Evo, then I'll post it. So that kind of worked out, and yeah, I'll decide what this week's videos are. I don't know what they are yet. They'll be a little self-indulgent. I think that's a great idea, actually. Just do whatever I want. It's my birthday week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe not a monkey vid. You already did too many monkey vids.
I've done too many monkey videos. It will not be a monkey video.
Do a wolf video.
Do a wolf video? I could do a wolf
Do a
video.
wolf.
Because Bad Guys just came out. Mr. Wolf School.
I got an idea. Sound out.
Yeah.
You and me, we'll watch Silver Bullet and do a commentary. We'll do a live stream commentary.
Live stream commentary of Silver Bullet. That could be fun. I like that idea.
Everyone's just like, what are these guys doing? We're watching Silver Bullet for Santa's birthday! And then it gets to the part that Jerry loves.
Yeah, I love that part. So I know the part he's talking about. That's Wheels in peak.
That's peak Wheels when he doesn't have any way. Hey, I can't see about this guy. Maybe I can get him to see about himself.
Yeah. Silver Bullet would be fun. Yeah, no, I'll do some kind of fun self-indulgence. You know what I'm going to do, too? Just to spice it up and, like, really, like, I'm not going to plan out the week. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and decide what Wednesday's video is. It's going to be real
I
spontaneous.
have a feeling. If you still can't think of it, you'll think of it during the stream.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like I said, I was like, I'm going to wake up and plan. Next thing I get told, all right, Wheels, we're going to do the stream on Wednesday. Oh, okay. Like, me, you don't have me with a good
What are
time.
you doing on Wednesday? I got something.
Firecrackers.
I think Wednesday's on Wednesday. The next season of Wednesday starts on Wednesday.
Of course.
Yeah. Anyways, I think so it'll be a little more self-indulgent this week. Thursday's short's going to be Figure Art Sonata though, because I need to start cracking through the backlog.
Thursday the 20th. Let's see when's the next.
Thursday the 20th. It's only the.
No, I'm trying to figure out when that happens again.
Oh yeah. Anyways, we should wrap up. We've been here a long time.
That's November.
See you guys next week.